I was muted. Okay. This should be working, I think. It's a bit of a new setup, even though it looks the exact same. Okay, there we go. Hello. Hi, everybody. Yeah, good morning. Merry after Christmas. I hope you're all doing well. I am here. And that's an accomplishment if you think about it. Let me figure out how to turn this off so I can... Well, I can still see the chat. That's all that matters. I don't need to see myself a third time. Yeah, hi everybody. Where's my chat at? I got a new desk for Christmas, which means everything is physically moved around this way, even though it all looks the same this way. So I'm having to readjust to where everything has been placed. But I think I got it. I think I got it figured out now. I've got... Oh wait, no, I need to be able to see Twitch chat over here. There is audio desync though, apparently. Which I'm not totally surprised by, because that kind of shit happens. I'm doing a quick thing to see if it resets it. Let me know if it's better after this. There's the actual test right there. Anyway, yeah, I think we just got a follow on Twitch for some reason. Thank you. Welcome to Okay, We're Up, the show where we get up and we talk about things way too early, things that we shouldn't be talking about, so it's still the same. Normally, Allison is here, but she was still very much asleep when I tried to wake her up, and limited communication is limited in the mornings. She vigorously shook her head no when I tried to tell her it was time for the show, so I'm letting her sleep in because it's the first day back after Christmas break, and it is cold and gross, like gross, wet, cold. So I get it. But I last night posted to all of you that we were going to be streaming, and it is illegal within the Door Monster crew to not follow up on that in some way. So here I am. And I got some things we can chat about, even though Allison's not here. I have my tired morning voice. I'll get more energy as we go. Normally I have to, it's so much easier when you have a co-host here because I got to pump myself up so that she's pumped up. Right now I'm actually still worried about the fact that the audio is desynced and I want that to be fixed. So I have this little desync control right here, and I'm kind of wondering if I can just, if I just cut that. No, that doesn't work. If I just delete that doesn't work either. The problem is I don't have my keyboard over here still to actually make adjustments on the computer on the fly. So I'm micro adjusting the delay by milliseconds, and we're going to see if it fixes anything at all. First day back for me too. Mefek says, good morning to anybody else who is having to go back to work or is back to life today and doesn't get the week off in between. That's always, honestly, the worst. Everybody should get the week between Christmas and January and January off. Okay, let's see. Does that save? Tori said hi. Hi, Tori. Thanks for tuning in to both of you. Okay, I think I might have just I changed what the delay is supposed to be. So let me know if it got better or worse. I don't remember. I think I probably left OBS on overnight and the delay builds over time. So literally if I leave OBS on too long, it will get worse. So if I leave it on overnight and then I come back and then to stream, it it has built up the entire night, a delay, and I have successfully reset it before. Somehow. I'm not even sure how. So hopefully that works. Again, TV says I'm not subject to that. Instead, I have to go see my parents again on New Year's. That's if that's rough, that's pretty rough to have to do it twice in a row. I got that. Returning to sleep proved impossible, so I'm here now. Well, welcome. I'm glad that you were able to tune in. Happy to help as much as I can. Sasquatch says, "Good morning. I walked away from my laptop to make coffee with wireless earbuds in and got jump scared by Kyle's voice." That makes sense. Oh, looks like Allison is awake and confused. Let me let her know what's going on. I'm often awake and confused. How was everybody's holiday? I'm really curious to know how everybody did. How everybody made out. Okay, Allison's very confused. Now worried I did not try hard enough to wake her up, but she seemed so uninterested in getting up. Coffee sounds good right now. I'm gonna get one. My parents started calling me the right name for Christmas. That's nice. What a present that was. Sad and lonely did nothing. Polaris, no. We need to hang out again. Oh, look, there she is. This will be easier than texting. I'm glad that you're here. Babe, I did wake you up. I tried to wake you up. You were very, very aggressively shaking your head. And it seemed like you didn't want to get out of bed, which mood, because it's a gross-ass day. And we honestly never, like, super confirmed eagerness to get up today, which is fair. But I told everybody I was going to, so I still felt like I had to get up and do the stream because I wanted to get things started again. We all still want to see you. You're allowed to come back out. Please do come join. Sorry for not pushing harder, but you seemed frustrated and upset at the idea of having to get up. Ursa says, "We have no family. All friends had their own Christmas plans. I didn't have the energy to try and organize something for just us." That makes sense. I'm so sleepy. I know you're sleepy. I could tell you were sleepy. I figured you'd wake up like halfway through, so I just thought I'd go ahead and get started. I got a chair for you. I got a heated blanket. I got your show pajamas out there. Curtain pulled back. We have show pajamas and not not specifically what we sleep in. Make Kyle fix the desync. Did it get worse when I adjusted it? Because I'm wondering now if I went the wrong way. Having slight technical issues because the entire show setup is different than it was previously. Panic Man says more coffee. I also have a coffee ready for you. It just has to. I just gotta steam the milk. It's ready to go. Show pajamas can be written off as a business expense. Now you're getting it. Didn't get worse, but also it didn't get fixed. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure I can do much about it then. Hi. She's awake, everybody. That was her phone. I think she's gonna go get ready.
No, I'm here.
You're here? You joining?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. She's jumping in, guys. Once you're a little more active, I'll go get your coffee, okay? Here, scoot on over. Hopefully we're in focus. I literally, had to reset all of this. Also, the camera has to be. I really need something to permanently attach the camera to, so that this isn't all happening.
This is awful.
So much. Anybody else ever just get up and walk directly into studio light? Good morning. This is the perfect back from Christmas break episode. This is exactly the energy. Pilar says good morning. Mefek says good morning. We got to see Mefek for Christmas.
Mefek and his hot wife.
Mefek and his hot wife. They came to join us. We posted about it on the YouTube studio page.
This is the worst thing that's ever happened.
I left you in bed. Oh, they're also happy to see you.
Yeah, he's sticky spot.
Sticky spot. Gross.
I have my retainer in it, everything. I forgot my glasses.
Wait, really?
Where's my water?
Everything's still in there.
No.
Here, have some of mine.
What are we talking about?
Water and coffee. We were seeing what everybody did for their Christmas plans, and learned that Polaris was sad and lonely.
Girl, that's awful. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do
Come to us next time.
Mm-hmm.
We had a blast, and it definitely wouldn't have stressed Allison's mom out even more.
It sounds like I don't ever get to see my family for Christmas again anyway, so.
Yeah, Allison's mom came to visit, and to go back, they had to fly 2 days after Christmas, and this huge snowstorm hit and completely ruined their flight.
Oh my god.
And was gonna trap them for 2 days, and they just, because Allison worked some universe Italian witch magic and summoned everybody in the Discord to send positive vibes toward the airport, they managed to get on a what's the word?
Plane.
Standby, I think, is what I was looking for. But thank you.
Oh my god. This is horrible.
Ostermon says I started reading The Count of Monte Cristo. That's a great book.
Is it gonna give me cancer?
That's the only one that I remember liking from school, and I actually just bought one from a sweet bookstore here so that I could reread it for the first time since high school because I like that book so much. It's a good job. Book choice approved.
I can't see anything. I didn't get my glasses.
Also give Allison's mom some credit for sticking to standby. Yeah, no, she waited it out and she worked. It worked.
Yeah. She probably missed. She got
I'll get your glasses and your water.
standby for multiple flights that she couldn't make, and then she called telling me she was having the worst day ever. And I was like, I'm gonna get you on that flight. And we got her on that flight. We all did it. I asked everybody for their help, and we got her on that 1 p.m. flight.
Good job, everybody.
Woo.
There you go.
We did it. Holy fuck balls, this sucks. Why did we agree to do this?
I don't know.
What were we talking about before?
It's a bad idea.
What were you talking about?
I was talking about Christmas and also trying to figure out technical difficulties. By the way, did the audio thing change? Everybody? New test claps.
Book is too big.
Book is too big.
I'm my retainer in.
Oh yeah, you want to take that out?
No.
You want to just look the other way and take it out on stream? There we go.
Thanks, baby.
It's almost perfect, and also it's still delayed. Still desynced. Now I can't tell if, now I feel like GB was lying.
Not Ogbo.
No. Actually, GB's not on Twitch today.
Matt
so.
doing Ogbo for GB was my not in butt noodles.
Not in butt noodles, I forgot. There was someone that we used to know on Steam named that we used to call, actually he would join in, right? On this chat.
Oh.
Not in butt noodles would join in on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
We would call them not in butt noodles in the early episodes, and then we realized it was nothing but noodles.
I'm sorry.
And then also we realized it was Matlock.
Who said, yeah, it was nothing but noodles? What is today?
What is today? It's Monday,
No, I meant
the
the weather.
28th, and it is, fucking disgusting.
Literally the grossest thing I've ever seen. Open the window more.
Awful weather.
Open the window.
Trying to adjust the delay a little bit more and see if that works. If it doesn't work, unfortunately, I guess we're just screwed because I can't really reset the stream.
I like how we're not even talking about anything. We're all just here collectively suffering.
Yeah, that's the vibe of today.
My tummy hurts. I forgot to pee. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you didn't.
We gotta talk about something so they can be distracted while I run to the bathroom.
Yeah, actually, I've forgotten what were the.
Oh man.
Today was just gonna be like a check-in day where we're like seeing how everybody is and talking about our Christmas because we had a few things that. So it's the last time we had Christmas and we had a new video come out.
Oh my god, that video did so good.
The video did great. Thank you all for watching that one. That was our return to video essays, and now we got more coming out, which is awesome. It was kind of the first attempt by the full team to put one together, so special thanks to everybody else who also helped work on that. It was not just me this time. We had 2 writers, including Cassandra, who I noticed isn't here. Yeah. And then Olive helped me edit this time. She's going to be editing the full things, but we were rushing, so we edited together. I hate the word edited so much. Skaven has to go to the DMV to renew her license. That sucks. That really sucks. I also need to do that soon. Anyway, yeah, it turned out really good. We had I finished it right before we left to go do our Christmas stuff too. So it's really been we finished the show, we finished doing these shows, and then I worked for 2 days, and then we drove to go do Christmas plans with the family. So have not.
The first movie club happened.
Oh yeah, we also have a movie club going on in
They watched
the Chaos Cottage. They watched what? Muppets. Okay, movie club. The movie club movie was apparently Muppet Christmas Carol, which I think we did not tune into, unfortunately. Allison is anti-puppet.
What?
So
What?
we don't ever get to watch the cool stuff.
What did you say about me?
Just nothing untrue.
What did you say that?
I said you're anti-puppet.
I'm not anti-puppet.
You are racist against puppets.
No, wait, don't say that. I'm not racist against puppets.
First was Tichi, that's true. They did the guards themselves first.
I'm not racist against puppets. I'm just not. I don't get the Muppet thing.
What do you mean you don't get the Muppet thing?
I don't know. I don't understand.
They're a national treasure.
Why?
Because they're lovely little creatures.
All of them?
No. But a decent amount of
I
them.
did watch Dark Crystal. That's puppets.
That is puppets. That one's, if you can do Dark Crystal, but I don't know why you couldn't do the Muppets.
I've seen Dark Crystal. I'm not sure I like Dark Crystal that much either.
Yeah, okay.
It kind of freaked me out as a kid.
This is how Allison gets canceled.
Really? From the Muppets? Okay, I'll watch the Muppets. I'll watch
They're very me-coded. I'm surprised you don't like them.
There are Muppets very close to you, yeah. You have Muppet energy.
Just in concept. Just the Muppets in general, I feel like are. I'm definitely a Muppet person.
In your soul, there are 2 wolves. One is anti-puppets. The other is hentai puppets.
Huh?
These do not feed either. Thanks, Gregoriff.
Gregoriff. Get your coffee.
How does he know so much? So why is... Allison, I want you to watch Farscape now. Puppetry and bad writing and bad acting, but it's still somehow really good sometimes. Never even heard of Farscaped. Ah! What are you doing?
It's too dark.
You're too dark. Darken your pitch black evil soul.
I don't remember what Farscape is.
Farscaped. Oh boy, what is this? What in the Doctor Who? Is this a TV show? Muppets are like U.S. Monty Python?
Interesting.
Backdoor said, ugh, I'm awake.
They are sketch comedy, kind of, but like they are like sketch comedy turned into a larger plot line, which I guess is also very me.
Ostermond, good morning, April. Good morning. Morning, Skaven trans girl. It's basically Jim Henson's Stargate. Okay, well, I'm intrigued. Best puppet thing is Team America. I can't remember if Team America was actually good or if it was actually bad. Sometimes things are accidentally really good, even though they're awful. I'm curious. I'm gonna watch it. I want to be part of movie club also, for the record. It's just it was a hard one right around Christmas.
Not working how it's supposed to.
And it was Muppets. Kyle didn't watch it either. So.
Yeah, but I wasn't against it like you are.
Did we cancel anybody recently? I feel like we canceled. Oh my god, did you tell him about Stephen King?
No, I did not.
Oh god, you guys, you need to. Okay, so y'all know how I've been feeling about Stephen King for a long ass time, but I decided to show Kyle Carrie, the 1976 movie or whatever, and she did not like it. She did not enjoy Carrie.
I'm so angry about this movie, and I will get to that very briefly. After I get this coffee figured out. Yeah, no, so I've not liked Stephen King for quite some time, but I guess I've sort of, it's so bright. You guys have no idea. I'm going to take a photo so you guys can see what it looks like. So you can understand how getting up in the morning. You need sunglasses? I do need sunglasses. Carrie likes the pig's blood bucket movie. Yeah, that's the one. Is anyone on Twitch? or have you only been reading the YouTube ones? But yeah, so I remember, so my mom growing up was a big Stephen King fan and a big horror fan and a big book fan, and so there were certain parts of my life, like certain years of my life, where she was basically like, okay, you're old enough, you can read this book that I grew up on. And so I read a few different books. Actually, I liked a book that wasn't Stephen King, but was the other guy. Who's the other guy? Kyle, who's the other guy? Other guy what?
The not Stephen King guy. The other horror author. Who's the guy?
Horror?
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about Lovecraft, right? That's the only other thing I can think of.
No, he competed Stephen King. They were like, no, it's not Neil Gaiman. Oh boy.
I don't remember.
I got you guys. I got you. I got you. One of you's gonna say it. Dean Koontz.
Oh, I've seen that name before.
Dean Koontz was like, they were both popping out books like every month. I don't know what's before AI, so who knows what they were doing.
Well, I know why now.
Why now?
Having watched the fucking movie, I know why they were popping out books every month.
Because they're pedophiles?
Because they weren't fucking trying.
Oh, because they weren't trying.
They didn't give a shit what was in the book.
My bad. Anyway, so I read Carrie and I watched Carrie, and I didn't like the movie Carrie, but it was very scary and unsettling and upsetting, which is a version of horror that you can do. Okay. And
okayness.
And it's better than the 2013 one, because the 2013 one is literally just Chloe Grace Moretz looking around like literally blue stealing the fuck out of the whole movie. People are like, I think the opening line is literally like, eat shit, Carrie, and she's literally like, it's so weird. Because she's like a weird girl.
That is, yeah.
Anyway.
That's the face she was making.
In the 1970 movie, they start off playing volleyball incorrectly, as Mafek pointed out. And
guys, this fucking
are you gonna
scene, this
you
movie.
should talk about it so I can read the comments, because people will be chatting.
I just can't. I'm trying to remember all the things I said. I was having trouble putting into words just how much this whole like opening. I watched 10 minutes. I watched 10 minutes of this movie. It was hot nonsense. It was absolutely like, this is from, it makes me so angry because this is from like the golden age of film, and people in my film school would have like, and probably did, praise this as like a classic and how it inspired all of these things and later movies and stuff. And I watched it, and it was like your drunk pervy uncle got a camera for the first time and decided to point it at things, and for some reason that turned into like a hit. It was absolute nonsense. Nothing made any sense, even before getting into just the creepy shit of like looking into the brain of everybody involved in this. It was meaningless. It was truly like you said, like they were not there. It starts off in a volleyball scene where no one is playing volleyball correctly or moving at all, and then for some reason the game ends when Carrie misses the ball, and then everybody runs past her and says some weird bully comment, except nothing that you've ever heard a human being say before in your life for the most part, while she stands there and just stares. And then it cuts to a locker room scene. Scene. They just, you know how
this is one of those
no
things
one gave a shit what they put on film like 30 years ago.
This is one of those things where it's like you talk about it, which is going to kind of incite people to want to go watch it, which is okay. But it's also like the It scene, the It child orgy scene, where it's like you're not allowed to Google it based on what people are talking about. Like you can't just type in Carrie teenage girls locker room scene without getting on some list.
Right. I think you
am I on that list? Yeah.
Put a perfect description in the description and in the Discord last night. I don't remember exactly how you phrased it.
Was it like when we first jumped in?
Yeah.
All right. But
basically,
the opening scene is a bunch of naked high school girls in a locker room, full 70s, bush galore, basically pillow fighting, and then a long-ass 3-minute shot of Carrie, butt-ass naked in the shower, rubbing her tits and then starting her period, and zombies out and starts rubbing it on other girls before they start throwing tampons at her.
That is what happens.
Can that be canceled? That was a lot to read out loud. I only said that to 5 of my closest friends.
That's a transcript to get your YouTube video blocked. Actually, you just read that off and the whole thing gets shut down.
That is actually what happened.
Need brain bleach. Yeah. And you just had to hear it. You didn't have to see it.
These comments are...
That wasn't in the book.
Don't worry, I got the book.
We have the book transcript too. It's not that much better.
But you're right, it wasn't in the book. But Stephen King was always a part of all of his books coming to movie.
There were definitely a bunch of swollen-ass movie producers coked out in Stephen King's house, writing this down as fast as possible. And then they showed up on set and were like, how can we put as many naked women and imply their children on screen at a time? And it's just...
My favorite is how...
There's this gag where like something, nudity happens and conservatives are like, it's basically porn. And we're like, you're crazy. They were right about this. Like, this was just... It was just...
To be fair...
not only disgusting, but also so insanely inhuman. It didn't make sense. These people aren't acting like human beings in the shot.
Backdoor had me cackling, though. We told Backdoor, who was basically like, wow, so not gonna go on my movie list. I don't know why it's so funny, because, sometimes being so honest is so funny.
Even after the whole period blood thing, they all start yelling like apes and throwing tampons at her.
Yeah, it's really
because
really
that's
weird.
what girls bullying each other looks like, I guess.
It's
and
not,
then the woman gym teacher comes in and is like, "What's going on?" And no one's saying anything. And then she goes immediately from that to grabbing one girl and just shaking her by the shoulders and being like, "What's going on?" And then
doesn't she slap Carrie in the
face? And then she she goes and tries to comfort Carrie, and mid-comfort slaps her in the face. It's
a wild movie.
It was made... There are human beings who filmed that and went, "That's good.
It's true.
Let's put it in theaters. Let's show people this."
Absolutely wild.
And
go ahead.
I just... Nothing. It just makes me so mad.
Genuinely insane. Because like
golden age of filmmaking.
Actually, I don't think it's that much of a red flag to go watch the first. It's literally the first scene of Carrie, because it is like
right.
Like you're absolved from us at least because the first scene is in fact like 30-year-old women being naked, like wandering around being naked.
They're just playing high schoolers.
And that's what makes it kind of uncanny and strange a little bit, is like the 70s wasn't as good as pulling off like young actors and actresses and stuff. So it's literally just like 30-year-old looking women, like people that look like our peers in a locker room, completely naked. I mean, like, so naked, so many naked.
So naked.
And then the Carrie,
so
as soon
naked.
as the shower scene starts with Carrie, it's
gratuitous is the word. Like it's literally
weird.
Like yeah.
It's
just like close-up shots of her touching her body everywhere and like all this weird,
there's like a full boob rubbing scene. Like it's really
there's
strange.
a boob rubbing shot. That is the way to describe
And she's supposed to be a teenager. They're all supposed to be teenagers. Keep in mind they watched this instead of the Muppets. No, significantly after. And I didn't watch it. We watched the first
We actually
scene.
pulled this up after watching rewatching a couple seasons of Stranger Things, and we were like talking about old like movie references, and somehow it was like, did Carrie inspire the 11 story? And Allison was like, no, that was this Firestarter thing.
Wait.
Oh, so yeah. That was the conversation that led to the Stephen King movies, and I was like, I've never seen Carrie, so that's why. Because when I say I've never seen something else,
I just need to include the description that Stephen King uses to describe the gym teacher, which is Miss Desjardins, their slim, non-breasted gym teacher.
That's how Stephen King describes her in the book.
Yeah, stepped in, craned her neck around briefly, and slapped her hands together once smartly.
What about the opening scene? Like, sorry, his opening sentence of the scene is almost somehow as bad as watching the scene in the movie.
Girls stretched and writhed under the hot water, squalling, flicking water, squirting white bars of soap from hand to hand. Carrie stood among them stolidly, a frog among swans.
I appreciate you doing the readings for these.
Thank you.
Anyway, I feel like they actually interpreted those sentences to images correctly. That's the issue. That's kind of the problem.
So funny, because now every time Kyle goes to shower, she says, gonna go stretch and writhe underwater. It's very funny. Is he on the list? He actually denied the list.
Right, no, he denied that it existed like a person who is not on the list would do.
Yeah. Okay, this is way worse than I remember. You know what? Same girl, because like my mom and it's not fair because there was a lot less at the time, and I don't hold my mom accountable because she just was growing up at the time, and it was probably really good at the time. Like there probably just wasn't a lot of good stuff. The book and its writing types was probably unique and engaging.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm torn and I can't tell if stories used to be so bad.
So something good did come out of this? Absolutely not. Bars of soap don't squirt. Yeah. No, he was just like having like a fever, like a horny fever dream, and it was like, I have a book to write.
That's all he's ever doing.
Most of his books, I think, aren't mostly sex all the time or nudity.
Yeah, but does he ever describe a woman like normally, like a person? Or
No,
does it
her
always
tits are always
that way?
Involved.
Right, that's always a primary.
I don't know.
description.
In Firestarter, she's so young, so probably not her. Her swollen chest
I'm guessing
mounds.
there's at least a mention of a lack of them or something.
Yeah, let me see. What is her name? Charlie? Describing Charlie. He does often mention boobs and nipples and stuff for just because how else
Yeah,
are you
know how to
how else
describe.
are you gonna picture her? You know?
Yeah.
Their gym teacher.
I think
non-breasted.
$1 million question.
Unfuckable.
Somebody just went and watched it right now.
No, you didn't. Who did it?
So $1 million question says I watched the first scene. That was bizarre.
Sometimes it's kind of nice.
I don't think he describes men normally either, to be fair. Yeah, but is it in the same way? Like, is it about their dick bulge and how present or perky it is?
I kind of feel like it could be, though. Like, I kind of feel like he might be one of those guys.
How does the audience know it's a woman if you don't mention boobs? Exactly.
Steven, medium-sized bulge, mostly fuckable. He's the main character.
You think his self-insert would be only mostly? I guess that makes sense, actually. Anyway, yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. I put Kyle through that last night. I mean, yeah, because we were watching Stranger Things, and Kyle was like, she's inspired off of Carrie. And I'm like, I think it's more Firestarter than Carrie, to be perfectly honest.
Having seen it, yeah, they definitely were taking more Firestarter. Which is also Stephen King, so I'm not sure it's any good, but we saw the trailer for it.
I kind of think even for the 70s, Carrie was a bit camp, maybe, like for a lot of people. It was just a lot. So the premise of Carrie is that she has like a psychotically religious mom who like thinks she's the devil or something and hates her and wants to kill her and didn't teach her anything about life or whatever. And so she gets bullied relentlessly, and she's also telekinetic, and then like kills everybody at the end.
Also, somebody mentioned I think I'm saying his descriptions of women. I think it's really his descriptions of children that are the issue. Like, the girls in question in Carrie are high schoolers. Yeah. The kids in it,
to be fair, the gym teacher was non-breasted.
Exactly. Well, right, because she's old and gross.
Oh, you're so right.
And masculine,
They're slim.
I think is another word.
I keep saying non-breasted, thinking I'm saying it wrong, but that's
that is what he wrote
slim,
down.
Non-breasted. Yeah. Well, I do remember. I think the first thing that like got me revisiting him was actually a line from him talking about an 11-year-old's boobs, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't like this guy." And then I went back and I like read a few things, and then told my mom, and that conversation didn't go well, so I just sort of dropped it.
Anyway, I went from being like kind of passively supporting Allison Stephen King hate to being on the front fucking lines within 10 minutes. Yeah. I fucking hate this man so much. Yeah. Like, genuinely disgusting person being like praised nationally, internationally as like one of the great artists of his generation. And fuck that. That is so messed up.
He is scary.
Yeah, he is scary. I agree. He frightens me. We just start watching. We're catching back up on Stranger Things for a video that we're doing. Yeah. And just kind of reminding ourselves like which parts we actually like, and one of the big things that we
the Pikachu boy says, "Why Kyle is a girl? Why is Pikachu boy?
What?
What makes you Pikachu boy?" Honestly, I kind of like that question.
I don't know.
You see, it was a Tuesday.
Also, when's the next Door Monster lore video? I'm not totally sure. We're trying to get these video essays kind of like set up properly.
This is not a hoodie. It's
That's a robe.
It's a full-length robe.
It's Allison's Christmas gift. I got her a robe from what? LL Bean.
LL Bean.
Oh yeah, that's a nice fancy robe.
It's really nice.
We got some good presents this year. Mm-hmm. I got my new desk and a bunch of organization stuff.
I'm so glad you guys are on my Stephen King hate train because
everyone know Kings.
Because you guys don't understand how I've been speaking my shit and nobody wants to hear it.
I assume everybody's been arguing with you.
No.
Or just not caring, not listening.
There's this part of my life where I feel very validated and interested in all the people around me, and I like the conversations we have. And then there's like normal life where I go out and I'm really weird. And I say things, and people are like, "Don't you think that's extreme?" And then people just want to argue with me all the time. And
you're in a strange position because among this group, you feel more like you have ties into like neurotypical realm, but then when you go there, you're the odd one out. So you're just kind of writing that line constantly.
Yeah, feels like that a little bit. But it's also hard because I'm also remembering a lot of like my 20s and not my 30s as much, where I'm much more no nonsense. And so, but like before, I would be speaking my truth, and people did not like that. Right. I think I was just ahead of my time.
You were, and then your life really took a turn. You stopped being like out in the.
Yeah, I don't know. I still hit some walls with Door Monster people too, in terms of saying things that were.
I was including some of that. You know why? In the previous, like,
it's because
there's the COVID line in my head.
Yeah, it's because I don't say things. I start. When I say something, I start years into my processing of it.
Right.
And
Yeah,
other people have
get that.
other people have just heard me say it for the first time or anything like it. And so to them, the thing I just said was outrageous and jarring. But to me, I'm deep in my understanding of it. And so it's like, so when I say Stephen King sucks, they haven't seen Carrie, they didn't read The Scene, they didn't read his books growing up, they weren't part of the conversation about Stephen King online, and so I just bring up
totally get that.
I just bring up like a renowned author and then shit on him.
Right.
And people are like, I don't know that wouldn't more people, and
Right, they're all the way back in this like, wait, we still have to revere people who are well known mentality and haven't even started on that point yet, even if they would eventually agree with you.
yeah. There is an audio desync. Sorry,
Yeah,
Zeta
apologies.
Jin.
I've tried to fix it on midstream and it didn't work.
It's
so
Carla's fault.
We'll have to just, I'll make sure it's fixed for tomorrow. I apologize.
She did it, not me.
I did.
It's her fault. Anyway, and I feel like I'm doing that all the time. I'm just sitting at home thinking about things or like being no one even presented the idea to me that Stephen King sucked until much later, and then I was like, oh, okay, so I thought Stephen King sucked. Then there was a conversation on Reddit about how Stephen King sucked. Then I went to the first person about how Stephen King sucked, and they were like, that's the thing about horror authors is like they get a bad rep because of what they write, but they're really about like that's like the point of what they do. And then I was like, see, no one thinks how I think. And then I shut up about it, and then I come here and then I complain about it 5 years later, and then people are like, oh yeah, that dude sucks, and I'm like, really? And that's generally how it goes about everything.
Yeah. This whole show is actually just a replacement for therapy for Allison. We're just doing this
where everything
instead.
I do and say is validated.
Right. You know how therapy works.
How that therapy works.
That's the whole point.
I know for a fact my therapist would be so interested. I'm like, okay, but I was right 10 years ago. And she's like, let's talk about why that means so much to you. I know why it means so much to me. It means so much to me because when I was 16, my bosses threw a football over my head over and over again all day long because they didn't like that a woman had to be at the front of the store with them and therefore needed to constantly show me that they were men and they controlled the situation at all times. And they were like 50. One of them had literally gray hair.
It's insane.
And it's just never been okay since then.
And super common.
Yeah.
Because as somebody who didn't grow up around guys trying to show off that way, around me, and around guys who just don't do that, period, learning that men do that as often as they do has been really an adjustment.
Yeah.
I've had to change the things the way that I think things work, and also kind of lower my opinion of some people.
Yeah.
Because that's just like normal. It reminds. There was a guy.
I was also.
Allison had to explain this to me after this man started just like coming up and grabbing things from around the checkout counter at Target one day when we were checking out. I don't think so. It's not like an exciting story, and most people wouldn't even look at it and think like, oh, that means something or is anything. But we're just checking out, and this one dude kept walking over and like getting candy off of the shelves or whatever, which I was like annoyed with at most because I was like, man, he just doesn't care that he's getting in people's space. That was it. And then Allison had to describe after. He was like, no, he's doing it because
it was really obvious.
Because we're here, like because we're two women standing here.
So this is okay. So here's the mistake. The way you told this story, is met.
Well, that's the way
often,
that I'm perceiving it.
Right, is met often with, but are you sure that's what happened?
Right, okay. Exactly.
And that's fair.
How do you know?
That's fine, because it was a relatively vague story with the demonization of a person we don't know. But I've learned that the context and the more details really helps, which is that this guy was aimlessly, like kind of walking back and forth one section of where the line starts for the self-checkout, with nothing to do except occasionally look around at people to see if they would like make eye contact so he could smile at them. And we're in line and he notices us And so like multiple people pass by. So obviously he's not using the self-checkout.
See, I didn't see any of this because I'm very unobservant still.
Right.
Allison's picking up on all this because she's used to having to look for these things.
I'm used to looking at people who are looking at me.
Right. Yeah.
Because why are you looking at me?
Right.
And so we get to the self-checkout lane, and he suddenly, after not moving for like 7 people who've gone through the line, he comes, and so self-checkouts, right, it's multiple checkout lanes, and then at each checkout lane next to like either side is like the chips and then the gum, right? But each one has their own chips and gum section, so you can just go to the one next to you.
Right.
But he decides to walk over like right behind me and then like reach behind, like this one. But he's not touching me, right? It's not like that close, but he decides to do that for the
that
gum
move.
Next to me or you. I can't remember. Was it you or me?
I don't remember. One of us.
One of us. He's like, he pulls up, and Kyle and I just go dead silent as we look at each other like, because it feels, you can tell when suddenly someone is where they're not supposed to be around you, because why? Because he doesn't have a Target shirt on. There's 7 other lanes, and he hasn't been moving. So he walks over, and he just sort of like stands there, and then he just makes man noises. I don't know. They're like huffing and like snorty sounds. Like they make there's this thing where they'll make noise to let you know that they're like near. Some of them, especially boomers.
I guess they want your attention, but they don't know they want your attention even. Like, they're not paying enough attention to their own
It's a hard concept
perception
to
know that they want your attention. They're just, like, somehow subconsciously doing it.
Right. So anyway, then he grabs a gum. So to be clear, he's not looking at the gum. He's just, like, making noises behind me. Then he grabs the gum closest to me, which is, like, strawberry lemonade for this guy. And he grabs that one, and then he like walks away making more noises and just sort of like existing around us before his wife calls him over.
Right.
Then he walks over to a register which his wife is at, which is like 3 away from us. And then they start talking. And it becomes like exceedingly clear that everything this dude was doing was weird, because he's not with his wife at the register. He's wandering around looking at people, waiting for people to come to registers, and then like walking over to their space. And I was trying to explain to Kyle like why that happened, because I was like, did you pay attention? And she was like, yeah, and I can tell it was weird, but I don't know what was going on.
Right.
And I was like, I think the only thing really going on is just some guy was like bored and wanted to be close to women. And that was like a wall for you, because you're like, what does that even mean? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, because that's so bizarre. That's such a weird, like, what do you mean? How? You've
never just had a guy stand like nearish you just for the sake of like,
right? I mean, no.
Like they just picked you, right? So you're a straight,
no, I haven't.
You're a straight white 45-year-old guy. You walk into a room and there's mostly people who look like you, people who look like your wife, children, and then the 20 to 30-year-old woman range.
Right.
Who are you gonna just go stand by? Without even thinking why, without thinking any further, without having any more thoughts other than who am I going to go stand by?
I feel like my answer would not have been the same answer as the guy that we're talking about is the thing. So I don't know. I don't even get it from that perspective.
I agree that you would do that. But just in terms of like men who are just shutting off.
Comments are hilarious.
Men who are just shutting off their brain and walk into a room and then have to pick. And so like imagine you're going on proper like I don't know, default mode, like just auto, whatever that's called.
Yeah, autopilot.
Autopilot.
Yeah.
And your brain has taught you that most of your life and all of your attention and your actions revolve around impressing women. And so without actually having single thoughts about anything or how weird it is, 2 young women walk up to a register and you're like, there's gum over there, gonna go grab gum, gonna be close, gonna see if they notice me. Because I swear we'll be walking around downtown all the time and people just like...
Oh, yeah, that.
Or like coughing. The amount of men that aren't doing anything until they walk by us, and then suddenly it's like.
I guess I don't know if that has increased because I look different, or if I'm just noticing more than I used to. Because it used to bother me too.
It's increased.
Going into men's bathrooms as another man, like they let it all out there. It's awful. I hate being there.
David Attenborough voice: the male making noises has no success.
That one got me. Also, Backdoor said earlier, pity estrogen doesn't give you a perception buff. The scientists need to get on that. Unfortunately, yeah, that is just pure life experience. That has nothing to do with the hormone. That is just, I have not had to pay attention my whole life, and so I have not. And now I'm having to learn to pay attention for the first time.
Yeah.
And
Meanwhile, my
Allison's having to
ass
do
is afraid of discomforting others by being on the same sidewalk. Yeah, and
Right.
and I know when you're around, no, I pick you guys. These people, I like these people a lot. My dad did the like snort and a spit thing all the time in public, like around people, and I think there's some, I don't really know like the in-depth psyche on it, but it has to be in some regard an attention thing, and I can't tell if it's for other men, like I snort and spit on the ground too,
Right.
or if it's like a making yourself known so that people move around you, or if it's just a sheer like, I think without thinking people want their presence known.
Even I've
Weird
noticed in
people?
my own head that there are things my brain does when I know I'm being perceived differently than when I'm not.
Yeah.
Right? I think everybody has that to some degree, and I do think
Yeah.
there is a version that gets baked into like taught
My
masculinity.
dad coughs when he enters a room. It is
Yeah.
okay. It is that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you said that.
I don't even think I'm completely devoid of it because I was raised male, so I think I probably even have like a little tiny specks of things.
No,
even
you're dead ass silent.
I don't have anything.
Completely quiet. You don't want to be noticed.
Well, yeah.
And I remember that.
I was definitely like a
If anything, you were borderline sneaky.
seen not heard kind of family dynamic, so that might be part of it. But I think everybody has something, and I do think there's something about being raised as like
It's the reason Dad sneezed so
you
loud
gotta
too.
be a man, right?
There's something there.
Also, as somebody who has learned that you can sneeze quieter, the whole I can't sneeze quieter, it hurts too much. I'm not doing that shit anymore. That's such bullshit. That's such a lie.
I also don't think men always realize, because I talk my shit on men, but like I don't think people realize that like not doing these things is so attractive. Like not existing in that realm of these
Yeah.
weird man, like Backdoor said it's
You can be appealing by
brain go
just-
burr, like they're just not, it's just so clearly not present, right? And so like when you meet people who are present enough or self-conscious or / self-aware enough
Right.
to kind of not do these things, it's very attractive, because there's I don't know how to
It just
describe
indicates
it. Almost like a
self-awareness and
prey.
self-control.
Right.
Oh, and yeah, also yeah, your brain doesn't have the
fight or flighty kind of
Yeah,
feeling.
that kind of
natural
reaction
one,
that
not like
happens
the
from,
big
like-
one, but just a casual one of like, do I need to walk away from this?
It's because there's
person?
something there's a tie-in between somebody who decides to sneeze really loud in a public place and somebody who is going to snap and get angry.
Yeah.
All right, like that's the same. Like it's equally not. Gregor earlier said I'm alone in my home, and I started sniffing and clearing my throat just because of this conversation. So you get it. I feel like I also
Yeah.
have things like this.
Backdoor asked if the like snorting and spitting on the ground thing
I
was
was gonna address
tobacco
that, too.
use, because I assume you've seen people do that, and that's the realistic conclusion you came to. But my dad never smoked, because his mom did, and I remember asking him, because he would like.
Wait, does he have the same explanation I've heard?
I don't know, but
I'm really
he
curious.
would. So when I tell you that he did this, I mean like sitting in the car, he would just go and then open the door and spit on the ground. So like it
I
was a
hate this so
spectacle,
much.
right? It was like a bizarre spectacle, because
Right.
there's like the window option or just not doing it, suffering with the rest of us for whatever thing you're going through. But I did ask him why, and his answer was just because I have to. Because it happens. Because, like, it just, I get the feeling and then I have to get it out of my mouth or whatever. And I'm like, what's happening to you? What is going on? And you know what? Into my 30s, still not a thing that I understand. Because I'm not, I don't know what it is. Is it, he never said anything. He didn't have allergies to my knowledge. I don't know what it was. But
No, but
I learned.
they make up excuses for
So
why.
what excuse do you have?
The one that I've heard is that like there's too much saliva and they have to.
That's
like,
what
their
he
mouths
said too.
just
He
get-
did say that.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yeah, this is they all have the same explanation.
But it's not saliva.
Sneezing
He goes.
hurts
He makes this.
and-
snort
You get too
inhale
much.
sound.
And your mouth makes too much saliva or whatever, and it's like, no, you're a baby, and you're just defending your shitty behavior for some reason.
I get so much phlegm stuck in my throat.
Okay, but you know what happens when a woman gets phlegm stuck in her throat? She doesn't spit it on the floor. Like, that just does, like, you just don't, because you're not allowed to, so you figure out something else. Like,
Even
you
if I
just
was
don't.
allowed to, I wouldn't.
Yeah, well,
I feel allowed to basically do everything, actually, personally. Like, I do walk around with the audacity to feel like I could spit on the ground. I'm just not going to. It's not the attention I want to bring. One, I don't want to announce myself in a room by spitting on the ground or on the sidewalk. And also, like, ooh.
I'm just not buying it. I don't believe that, like, certain people
brother.
just have this issue, because those certain people always tend to be the people who are also just willing to take up the most space in any way.
It's the unfortunate need of men to establish control over their immediate environment. It's like talking to yourself when you're nervous, except for bodily functions and movement gestures. Thank you, Nun4278
That's a great way to put it.
F6V. That was dead ass it, and that's what I couldn't say well that you said perfectly that I think is extremely true. So, at least use the window. At least use the window, right? Like, opening the door is too much. It's like, what are you doing? Why is it such a thing?
Yeah, right.
But it was always, and now
Or have tissues in the car.
we live
I
in
don't know.
Old Men Central up here, and I swear I will pay attention to what men are doing 18 steps before us, because by the time they get to us, it's suddenly like,
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
It's not attractive.
Gabe on
It's
Twitch asked, what do they do with the phlegm then?
the
and,
ones
like,
that get it and don't spit it out.
Right. Look,
I don't know,
I don't know what the
swallow it?
answer is. Like, yeah, any
Take allergy pills.
any answer sounds gross, but yes, swallow it. Take allergy pills. You know what? This is the thing. I just have no nonsense about this, because now I've been
Tissues?
both. I've been both. I've been on both sides of this track. It's not something I've ever had to do, so I don't believe that anybody else.
I have guys.
has to do this.
I truly promise you, I've never spit phlegm out of my
just
mouth
don't-
ever. So some
Right.
people are like, "Oh, I've only done it," and mood for you being respectful about it. But like, who taught you that you can just spit on the ground outside ever?
Yeah, somebody.
I would.
made
You know what I would?
that
If I
available.
really had to, I'd find a trash can. Like I was spitting out my gum.
Yeah,
is probably
sure.
what if I had to like
same.
actually
if I
process
needed to get
it,
something out of my mouth, I would. I have actually done this.
Right.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Sorry.
tissue and
But,
then
like,
and then trash can.
And I've just held it. I just waited until I was somewhere where I could get rid of it or
Yeah.
something discreetly, so that nobody knew.
This-
Because I didn't want anybody to see that happen or see me do it.
This might be like gross girl secrets that secretly like, oh, we all
Maybe.
get phlegm in our mouth, but then the women are like disgusted that
But
men are
be
spitting on the
respectful
ground.
to the people around you. I don't know. Nobody else wants to be. You don't involve anybody else in that in the same way that like. But this
so
is the
funny.
same thing as it's like, I don't know, being like sick in public and shit. Like it's
Yeah.
to me it's all the same.
I'm so aware of my sinuses right now.
Men don't want to blow their nose; they just want to snort. But yeah,
Zoe
like
says, unfortunately, I had an acid reflux for a full year, so I had to lose all shame in regard to burping in public. That's literally me, though.
that's yeah.
That's
I mean,
me.
there's a point where it gets a little bit more sympathetic. I just don't think most of them are actually at that point.
But
I
I'm
think
not
they
like
just
belching in line or whatever. I'm going like,
yeah, like D-Flex says, if I have to blow my nose, etc., I will 100% suffer until I can get to my car. Same.
Yeah.
That's the thing you do.
it's,
you have
it's
a bad
you problem,
time.
right? It happened in your body
Right.
on your face, so like you're suffering, and so then the idea that you just like, oh well, I can just relieve myself by
Don't make your shit
doing it
other
on the
people's
ground.
problem.
It's just interesting. I'm not, you know what? Now that we're talking about it, and people like are suffering with this, I think
I can sympathize. I have horrible
There's-
allergies. This stuff happens to me all the time.
there's a case to be made for like not having to suffer alone and like just getting rid of it whenever you feel like it. It's just so not like women can't. Like from very early age, you just like there's
Right.
no way you can just snort and then spit on the ground.
No, 'cause if you do
your
that,
mom's gonna
everybody will,
slap
like-
you across the head.
Right.
Day one that you even try to do that.
I will be appalled.
Everyone.
If you do that.
Like imagine
And that's how
watching
I
a
was-
5-year-old girl snort and then spit on the ground like her
Right.
dad, and it's like the way
My parents
women would
reacted.
swoop in, like just
Yeah,
like the
absolutely.
community of women would just like whoosh on you because like what are you doing?
No, that's a great, yeah.
Drawing all that attention and then
Excellent
being
point.
disgusting, like the women of the village would like. And they would tuck you away like this, and they would be like, "We don't do that." And then you would come back out into society
Right.
without sinus issues.
I got that same treatment like growing up too, and I think
Yeah.
and it's obvious when someone did and didn't.
Yeah. Props
'Cause
to
none
your
of my
mom,
guy- none
though.
of my
Props
guy
to your
friends
mom
do
because
this
you were,
either.
when I met you, you were the best
Me?
boy that I've ever met in my entire life.
No, I was clean as hell. I was respectful of people in my
everything
immediate
about you.
surrounding area.
Yeah, no, I just, for what it's worth, she made sure that you were not
Yeah,
some of
absolutely.
the worst ways that people can be. Anyway, I always thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm still interested in it, and I'm still noticing it way more.
But all that to say, not even about the spitting on the ground, all that to say that, I think it was Nun.
Yeah, where did we start with this?
Nun said, we were just talking, I don't remember, but we were talking about the Target guy.
We were talking
in
about the
line.
Target guy because we were talking about some other version of this, the like getting up in your space kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's all the same thing somehow.
I see it a lot more. I don't see it. I see it a lot more in my 30s and say less about it in my 20s where, like, no, backwards. I say more about it in my 30s and it maybe see it a little bit less because I'm just sort of used to it. But in my 20s, it was really jarring. And I didn't say anything to anybody. But, oh, we were talking about how I talk my shit or whatever. I was also one of two, I'm being generous with two girls in my high school debate class. So I'm very used to, like, immediate, is the word contention, like, when I'm speaking or, like, when I'm saying things or, like, when I have opinions.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like the boys
Just
that I
push
did.
back right away.
I kind of naturally surrounded myself with boys who fought me because I appreciated intelligence at the time more than anything. And I used to tell people back when I was like in Catalyst and stuff too that like I kind of liked guys that would fight with me because it implied both care and intelligence, which I now fully disagree with. I completely and totally disagree that it implied either of those things and sort of think it implies the opposite. But yeah, but we were kind of talking about that.
Right.
And how people like fight with me on my takes.
On
And to
your
be
Stephen
fair,
King
I do think the way I
opinions.
present my takes is fightable. It's very dramatic.
Yeah.
And
Well, you make very definitive statements, and
Right,
people
right.
don't like that.
Right. Right.
People are like, well, there has to be an exception. Like, even if they don't disagree with you,
Right.
I swear you will get people who don't disagree with you to fight you purely because you said something as a definitive fact. And that, like, throws people off because they're afraid. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
other people get afraid that they're going to be, like, by association, you're going to, like, bring
Yeah.
opposition upon them by saying something so confidently.
Yeah. Mafek says, whenever you say stuff like this, I gotta contemplate if I do those things. Like I think it's a no. I know I don't spit on the ground, but now I have to be hyper aware. And I just, like, my immediate thought in my brain was like, you don't look like someone who would.
Right.
You don't look like someone who would. And that means, like, there was that scene from Bob's Burgers where he's like, Lynn, I think I had a bad childhood.
Oh.
And she's like,
Well, of course
you had a bad childhood.
People who have bad like, what was it? It was
People
like,
who have good
it's because of the way you
childhoods don't stand like that.
Right.
And he's like, what do you mean? How do I stand? And she's like, like that. Like you had a bad childhood or something like that. And I'm telling you, the hive mind, I think maybe even more exists for women in some regard, or maybe we're just taught all the exact same things. Like, you know when they're going to spit on the ground. They walk like they're going to spit on the ground. They stand like they're going to spit on the ground. You don't look like someone who's going to spit on the ground.
Right.
Which is generally like a clean, sort of quiet looking, sort of like don't want to make a big thing.
Right, like you're aware of the space you take up, and you're looking at other people and observing your surroundings and how they're observing you back, and you're not walking in like a cowboy spitting on the ground.
I am so proud of myself, though. I've started body checking people who
Have you
run
really?
into me now. Mm-hmm.
Proud of you for that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did that to a guy recently. Who just, like, was his fault. I was walking on the sidewalk, and he came from the road this way, so it was like this one.
You just didn't.
I just didn't even move.
Didn't chicken out.
Nah. And we bumped shoulders and everything. And he was, like, stunned.
All right, we have been going for an hour, so we should probably get some push the buttons in here.
Wi-Fi says, now I'm feeling worse about the times I had really bad allergies and literally could not stop having to blow my nose. Blowing your nose is fine. Everybody blows their nose.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain point where it's like, oh, you're suffering.
There's the, like,
and there's nothing
elephant
you
nose
can-
blow, and then there's, like, blowing your nose. I remember the elephant nose blow. That starts in middle school. I remember
Right.
kids that would just, like, scream into a tissue.
I had a pretty bad nose blow growing up. I got made fun of for it by my parents.
I've made fun of you for it.
You have too, yeah.
To be fair, you're not supposed to be doing that.
Right.
It's bad for your nose. It doesn't help anything. You're not getting more out. Promise.
I've been adjusting. Push the button, your allergies disappear, but you have to spit on the ground when you enter the room.
Ooh.
No.
But your allergies disappear?
I don't think so.
Imagine having to spit on the ground every time
At
you
this
enter
point,
the
I've
room.
compensated for the allergies so much that I'm not...
I think you just call it Tourette's.
Right.
And, like, be forgiven at that point.
Flores says I always bump shoulders with people who don't get out of my way. Fuck them.
I absolutely know this,
Yep.
and I love this for you. You're honestly such an inspiration. Dead ass. You have that energy.
Push the button. King gets called out on all his bullshit publicly, but you have to be in public with him in the same room for one day.
No. I actually don't think I'd be okay in that room.
No, don't think you would.
Imagine being in a room
Do
with
the
a man
sacrifice.
who's just been publicly criticized.
That's a good point.
Alone.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. Actually, Kyle and I have had this conversation of, like, think about
My allergies disappeared by moving out of the South. Same.
think about every man you know. This is really man-hating. I'm so sorry, guys.
This was not what I was expecting to be the theme of this episode.
My favorite people in the world, a lot of them are men, to be fair.
This is why we're so upset, is because we know the good ones. It's because we have ones that don't do any of these things, and they're fantastic, and they're some of the best people in the entire goddamn world.
And
so
you know
it's
what?
really...
We got to the bottom of this. We got to the bottom of this mystery. We called Thomas, and we were like, why are you different?
Right.
And we did that for like
Why
2
are you
hours.
okay?
He was such a good sport about it.
He
He's
really
like,
was.
we're like, look, you're different than the other guys. And so, like, what happened? Was it really just mom? Were you born different? Like, what's going on?
Right.
And you know what? For the most part, his answer was like, I feel all the same ways. And as other men, like, I feel like like, anything that a man has brought up or excused, I actually feel it in my brain. I simply just don't be the way that they are. That was like his answer to everything.
Right.
Was just like functionally like, I've just...
Well, that can be the only answer, is that you
Do not apologize for misandry.
decide not to do those things. Like, that's why, like, I mean, sorry, there's two options here, which is one, men are fundamentally fucked up in ways that
Right.
non-men aren't, which is depressing, and I don't think true, or they just aren't pressured to push against their sort of, like, animal instinct behavior as much as other people, right?
Yeah.
And so it's that one. And so the ones that do that are fine, and then the other ones aren't. Like, that's the way that's it.
Yeah.
That's the less bad option, because the truth is there's issues with most of them.
Yeah. I mean, I could talk shit on women too, like in terms of social norms and
Sure.
society issues, and
But it would
like,
be a completely different conversation too. Like, it's not remotely the same.
just different
Problems.
problems. Yeah, they're much more. Well, they're
not
you
in
know
the
what
same
they are.
category
They're
of
much more
problems.
under the radar, because that's
Right.
the point. Is the opposite problem is
Right.
like the opposite of announcing that you are the type of person who spits on the ground, but rather hiding it very sneakily and then creating problems amongst your social groups rather than like.
Right.
So there's that too. But what I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
we know. I mean, yeah.
which is like in
We know
terms of
problem
like
women.
thinking about the men in your life or whatever, I asked Kyle which man in their life that they know that on their absolute worst day they would leave me alone in a room with.
Right.
On their worst day, like just the worst thing that could ever happen to this person, or for a prolonged period of time.
Right.
And we had some good talks about that.
We did.
We had some good talks about
It was
that.
It was a good mental exercise.
Yeah,
that
just
I
to
had not had
wonder
to think of before.
about the men in your life, the people in your life in general. Yeah.
Because yeah, if you can, if the answer is it would be fine, then they're good.
Men suck. Is it nature or nurture? We'll get to the bottom of it tonight at 11. Allison and Kyle, Miss Andrew News Network.
Thank you guys for hearing us out on this stuff, and sorry if we're hurting anybody's feelings. It's not.
Backdoor also made me laugh because he said, I never
The
bump
goal.
into people. I just turn sideways and therefore two-dimensional.
Yeah.
See, this is
I
the
get
problem, though, because then there's the next step of predator, me, about people like that. Because I'm noticing every time anyone's not spitting on the ground or
Right.
specifically hiding,
And then you're hunting them.
or looking like, or like Yeah, or like standing in a shop with your arms together like this because you're big and you don't want people to run into you. I'm noticing those people and I hunt them for sport.
Allison would go after those guys specifically because she knew they were undefended.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm the next problem on this problematic
Right.
list of people who are creating issues for other people.
Yeah.
I'm very cancelable. I see a guy turn sideways 2-dimensional and I'm like,
That's my type, easy prey.
kind of. I'm like, this person's going to have a
That
hard
was
time
me.
telling me to fuck off. I'm going to go ask them hyperfixation questions about their favorite video games and if they've ever been on a date with a girl before. Anyway. So then we can cancel me next stream and all my problems. Do people wonder about NBs in their life?
I saw that. I don't know enough stereotypes, honestly, is the problem. That's kind of the issue with them, right? Is that they're like neither of those, and so I don't know what the third, like, I don't know enough of them to have a framework built.
Allison Hunt's pre-transitioned me. Yeah, guys.
No, yeah.
Are we not?
Right.
Are we not?
Have we not figured that out
Is
yet?
it not-
That as the Allison type.
I'm thinking about. I don't actually. Yeah, you're right. I just don't know enough non-binary people.
Right. Genuinely, I don't know.
Actually.
Otherwise, I'm sure I'd have opinions the second I understood enough.
Yeah.
but
What are the stereotypes for non-binary people?
I don't know. Genuinely
Allison Egg
interested.
Hunter. I like that because it makes me sound like a reptilian predator.
It's a little bit tough because I think there's a, well, you know, the whole transition. There's a period for most people where it's like you're also unlearning the behaviors of the group you were raised in, which may or may not encapsulate the full range of behaviors of that group. So
Right.
like it really depends on like, but yeah, like what is people
Yeah.
who've been people who realized they were non-binary and it's been like 10 years and now you have mostly crafted your own little bubble. I'm curious what the what
Yeah.
the new bubble contains. Oh yeah, the weird names is definitely one I've heard.
Oh yeah.
I've heard that.
Naming themselves things like rock or egg. Hilariously, I think they actually named themselves things like Void or Grove, which is funny because that person's name is
Void
Void
Grove,
Grove.
yeah.
But like, I feel like non-binary people have like the sickest names.
Yeah.
Levi. I don't know. I actually just don't know enough non-binary people. You know, I'm closest to non-binary.
You probably are.
If I had to like really think about it, or gendered, or I don't know, thought about it a little bit. I thought about it a lot actually, but there's just no like conclusion to land
Yeah.
on. So it doesn't, to be honest, it actually just doesn't like matter to me at all.
Yeah. Right.
Which is how I know it's different, because to some people it matters a lot, but to
Right.
me it's like, if you had to pick, or where you feel, or what's your soul calling, it's like,
I would say if you're closest to anything, it's probably just agender or something. I just don't think you exist in the. I don't think you mentally feel like you just don't give a shit. I guess is the.
yeah, which like, yeah, like if I had to think about the idea of like, oh, you had to wake up one day and be a man, I'm like, I don't know, like, why not?
Just like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, socially, physically, that does not sound enjoyable at all. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
It's little mine. Anyway, bi gender.
Not to,
That's just somebody said. Gender
are
fails
they
happening
claiming
this morning.
themselves that is
I'm
that
just
or
thinking
saying that
about
you
it.
are?
I'm just thinking about it. I'm not
Push the
gonna
button,
do it.
wake
I'm
up as a
just
man, but
thinking
you have to spit.
Like you wake up and have to spit.
Or just constant.
I actually think I could handle the spitting thing just fine.
Like handle not doing it.
I could wake up as a man. I'd be kind of curious.
Just to see.
Yeah, for all the hate that I have, I actually feel like I could navigate things pretty confidently,
Yeah.
actually. I feel like I could nail being a dude.
I'd be kind of curious
The biggest problem is I actually,
how you
no
felt
offense, I don't know who any of you are. This is not anything on anyone else. I promise. Favorite dude in the world once was a whopping 5 foot, but I do not want to wake up as a 5 foot tall man. I don't want to do that. I don't want to wake up as a 5 foot tall woman. Let alone, like, I'm not.
Well, then
I'm
that should
not,
be irrelevant. You just don't like being short.
Sure, but I really don't want to be a short man. Like, I really don't want to be a short man. Not that I think there's anything wrong with short men. I like short men as a short woman, but I don't want, like, if I could wake up as the kind of guy that I wanted to, he would not be 5 feet tall.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like the energy I would bring would not work with my 5 foot tall manness.
I think it would work. I think it could work fine.
No. Mm-mm. But literally one of the cutest patootias that I've had a crush on since like 3rd grade is literally 5'1" maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
So still taller than you.
Literally one of the, I mean.
So you don't want to wake up as Danny DeVito?
No. I don't want to wake up as Danny DeVito. Next charity stretch goal, stretch Allison. I truly don't think there's anything wrong with short men. This is one of those difficult lines of like self-standard and then standards that matter because we live in a society and things we do aren't in a vacuum, where it's like body positive is important and therefore you can't always be the kind of self-critical you want to be without negatively impacting everyone else. But
right.
I just don't want to be that.
I think that's fair.
Short.
I have no issue with that standard for yourself.
But like so many short guys
For
are
this
like
hypothetical
actually
situation.
super hot. I don't know what it is. They're more likely to have hot faces and be fit.
Interesting. Probably just because it's I could see it being easier just to put on relative muscle. Like if you're shorter, the muscle just looks bigger. Like I wonder if it has anything to do with that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like Jeffrey's a little bit shorter than most of us, and I feel like he can get jacked just like really easily.
And Jeffrey's everyone's favorite because
Right.
he's so cute. Jeffrey is adorable. I always thought Jeffrey was kind of the attractive one, actually, amongst the gang.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was the more conventionally attractive.
JP was the attractive
Well,
one.
JP was the one, we paraded.
The deemed stereotype attractive
The other
one.
men were like, JP's the hot one. He's the one we use as the superhero, as the jaw, right?
Yeah.
Like he was the one.
JP's a cutie patootie. All your friends were cutie patooties. But
Yeah,
Jeffrey
I think so.
Jeffrey had the most like conventionally very good lookingness to him, and he was not super tall. So.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. All right, we should get going.
Why?
We don't have to.
I just got here.
That's true. You did just kind of mentally show up. I mean, we don't have to. Like,
no, we should go. This is disgusting.
What?
This
Yeah.
weather.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, normally it's like we need to go because we're trying to start the day and like get on with things. But honestly, that sounds really unappealing right now. So.
This is like what people joke about Russia looking like. And I think Russia might actually look like this.
I wish we could include the window in the shot, but I don't want to dox myself, so that's the only reason I'm not like showing out the window. But it is.
Deflect, did you wake up from
It
the
is
stream just to go
gross.
back to bed? Oh. I joined for the Short King Power Hour,
No.
and now it's over. Sorry, are you a
Thanks for
Short
tuning
King?
in.
Actually, somewhat. So I'm in the Ask Feminist subreddit, which is. It's all right.
Haven't been in that one.
But one of the questions yesterday was like, what do people... So I got recommended some black pill subreddit, and I'm not a black pillar. I'm a feminist or whatever, but the question was basically like, what do people mean when they say short king? Like, is it like I associate it with very negative, like comical, satirical kind of bullying, like short king. And I was like, I think it was that for like a week before women decided that
it was a real
that it
term of
was like
endearment.
because Queen did that too. Like Queen and King took off so quickly,
Right.
that then like short kings became like that's just like in the last like 3 years I don't think I've heard anybody say short king negatively anymore.
Yeah, same.
Now it's like genuinely just like short description, and then man, like the king part is like the confidence and energy that makes you want to like be around them and enjoy who they are. Like short king is like somebody who is incredibly likable and cool to be around, and
Yeah,
you probably like
definitely.
him more than like, I don't know.
That's describing like a
tall
Jeffrey.
surf or whatever.
A tall surf
We're
is the
picking
opposite.
short kings over tall surfs.
No, I like that. I don't think I've ever heard short king used as an insult ever.
Yeah, it started that way, and then it quickly stopped.
Like it started as a joke, as like a subversion on the on the
Personally,
queen
don't
thing,
support
but
the monarchy. I don't know. Short King. Wait. I want to see. Short King has always been used as a teasing thing, sometimes playfully, sometimes unkind. Yeah, I don't know what it's like in the real world. I only
Right.
know what Short King is like.
In our circles, it's always been a very endearing thing. Like, I don't think I've ever... Yeah, same. I haven't heard it as, like, an insult, so I didn't know it was taken as one.
Yeah, tall surf. You guys like that one?
You introduced something fun there. Backdoor also asked if we had talked about our Christmas.
Short King is an insult.
I think a bunch of people didn't show up until late in this episode, actually.
What up, guys?
Hey, how's it going? It can go a little bit longer.
I don't got nothing to do.
Yeah,
I'm not
why
grocery
not?
shopping in this. We're gonna die.
No, I know. I looked out the window and I was like, there's no way we're going grocery shopping today.
Literal Russian storybook ass.
I have to go out and
looking.
do something, but at least only on foot, so
Really?
yeah.
What you gotta do?
I gotta grab some stuff to send to my parents.
Gotta get me coffee.
And I gotta get us coffee.
Are you both lovers?
What? Yeah, what? Yeah.
I'm kind of a fighter, personally.
Like, are we together? Yeah.
Kyle is more of the death card.
The death card? What does that mean?
Tarot,
Oh,
the lovers.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Am I? Is that
No.
really my vibe? That's not my
No,
vibe.
I just don't know all the tarot cards.
Right.
Genuine term of endearment. That's really interesting. So I don't know that the other people who said Short King is
Petite
used
prince.
negatively. No.
That one sounds
If
derogatory.
I say that to you, I literally hate you. I absolutely despise you if I've called you a petite prince.
And they were roommates. Yeah, wait, we never got that before.
Yes, we did. People thought we were siblings.
Did they? No, not here. Only that one woman at that one store. Which was
Yeah.
insane, by the way.
That's actually happened a few times. Every guy I've ever dated, I've been accused of by
That's
someone.
so weird. You and
Are
I
you
looked
guys
nothing
related?
alike. We still look nothing alike.
Is that true?
I think so. Right? I mean, like that thing
Where's the
happens
camera?
where
There we
couples
go.
grow
Look at the
into each
camera.
other.
Do
I don't
look
think we look
alike?
the same.
Do we have the same face?
I mean, we're working on like hair differences and stuff so that we don't look the same, but
Little Prince by what
oh,
is-
the book, The Little Prince.
Isn't that a child?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but one of those guys did look like you.
Which guys? One of the ones that you
Chris.
shared.
Yeah, Backdoor.
Oh.
Backdoor was talking about Chris in that one photo. I understand why you.
Why?
Said that.
Don't insult Allison like that. What the fuck?
He does not know what Chris looks like. He does not know what that person looks like. Yeah.
I'd rather be mistaken as siblings with a significant other than be told that I'm a cute couple with my sister. This has happened, says Cedric. Yeah, I get that. That's fair.
Never been accused of being a couple with my brother, but
That's because you have the same face, so
Right.
everybody knows that you're siblings. You look like vampires.
Yeah. Yeah. There's sort of a vampire.
Her family, like if you look at the old like they have like the family photo from when they were in high school on the mantle, and it looks like
You look
like when they walked into the school, everybody definitely was like, "Oh, they're vampires."
We really did look. I can find that photo for you guys. We really do look like vampires. We all wore black velvet.
Yeah,
and we
that
all
photo
have pitch
especially.
black hair.
You look
'cause
like you were definitely not vampires, definitely not blending into the normal human high school.
That was a cruise photo, actually. We were on a cruise.
Interesting.
Which makes it even weirder because we don't look like we're on a cruise at all because
No.
we're all in black velvet.
Yeah, did you bring that just to take the photo on the boat?
Can't wait to show you guys this photo, honestly. And it's like from a strange angle where we definitely are giving like not human. It's like slightly too high, so we're all like looking up, and
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
it's a good photo.
Cyan says you have a best friend relationship. People mistake that as siblings.
Yeah,
I can see that. I'll take
we're
that.
Besties. We're besties.
Yeah.
We had a best friend relationship before too.
Yeah.
Um,
We were friends before we got together. I mean, always has been that way.
Yeah, honestly, one of my least favorite romance tropes, though.
Right, but it's the best one in real life.
Yeah. That's right, everybody. Fuck your friends.
I've been assumed to be a couple with my stepbrother, so I can see the mistake, I suppose, even if we acted nothing like a couple. I guess, it's just in that you don't look the same and people assume that the woman is owned by the man that she's with. Sorry, that was a little harsh, but...
I'm trying to think. Yeah. You're the only person I dated, though, that we regularly got asked if we were children.
Which, oh, that's true. That's because I
You made me-
lowered our
you
collective
did,
age
you
by
did.
like 6 years.
You did. You did, yeah. Yeah. Velvet on a Cruise. Yeah, you guys get it.
What else? Christmas was good.
I think
to
the
people who
internet
weren't
tried to
here.
make that a sexuality. Do you mean like friends to lovers as a sexuality? Yeah, demisexual?
Oh, right.
Isn't that a...
Yeah. I assumed that was me, and still probably is to some degree. I mean, the way that it's described
I'm
kind of
laughing
matched.
because I pointed out somebody's pride flag. And my mom was like, that's a pride flag? And I was like, no, there's a pride flag
there's a
for
pride
that.
flag for that.
And Kyle and I both were like, there's a pride flag for everything.
Simultaneously.
Like, very boomer of us. Like, we're going to have kids one day and we're going to be like, oh, another flag.
Right. No, I'm not saying
Which
demisexual
isn't
isn't a thing. I'm saying I don't know if it's me or not. I thought it was for a long time, but I'm reassessing my previous experience growing up and being attracted to people because I'm realizing how much of it was affected by my own self-perception and, like, repressing thoughts.
This is reminding me of a rant that I was going to go
Really?
on.
Well, we got time.
Okay.
This is it sucks that today is the day that the audio is desynced.
No! So it's reminding me that this sort of like, I've talked about the kind of like whirlpool cycle that the left can occasionally get into, where we sort of like set up our own traps and then fall into it a lot of the time. And
Wait, the audio is synced again? What happened? Okay, anyway, sorry, go ahead.
so I've talked about that concept. Did you hear what I said?
Say it again, sorry, I was distracted.
Just that the left can occasionally set up traps that it finds itself in later by having very open dialogue and conversations about concepts that require a little bit more nuance, but then you like bring the entire world in on it, and then now it's like it's a bit difficult to have these discussions because everyone's taken any version of that stance. So for example, it was reminding me of the list of sexualities and stuff, which is like within a tight community that is in the know, the list of sexualities is important for the sake of feeling represented and understood by the people who understand those concepts. But then like functionally outside of it, most people really don't care or know what like a demisexual would be.
Yeah.
And when you explain something like it's the idea that you don't feel sexual attraction until
you're like emotionally close with a specific person.
Right. That's
Right.
one of those things where so many people resonate and relate to that concept but don't want to or feel like it identifies them on like a big
Right.
scale. And that conversation was just reminding me sort of tangentially, actually they're not really related, but there was a girl who she like scrolled onto my Instagram feed and she was complaining, and the line that she opened up with is, they're saying boycotting is a privilege now. And she's angry and I'm angry. That's what the algorithm's for. But she's upset because like I know why she's upset. I didn't even watch the video. I saw that one line and I completely understand where she's coming from, because these concepts, these ideas that are necessary to discuss and flesh out and understand then come back to like bite you right in the fucking ass, because someone with bad intentions, with bad faith ideas now wants to present their negative qualities through the lens of weaponized concepts. And so this like this idea of like boycotting is a privilege is genuinely dog shit. Because it's not that it's not that like it takes a privilege to like it's not that the privilege doesn't exist. It's about how much that matters in the concept of discussing things. Now we
Right.
talk about the weight
You're muddying
of
the water
importance.
for people who haven't even started having this conversation in the first place.
Right. You've stopped a more important conversation from happening early with language that will stop the people who want to have this conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they found the word to halt the progress, because now a whole conversation has to exist around this concept of privilege and what that means.
Right.
When instead it's like, actually doesn't matter. You need to be boycotting.
Right.
Because you live in a
If
society.
able, do it. If not, it's okay. Like, we're still trying to... It's a numbers game here.
Also do it if not able. Some things are actually just a requirement. Like you're either... or don't, and then never talk about those things, right?
Right.
You're either identifying the problems and then solving them within the system that they exist, or you're identifying them and not doing anything, and then no one cares about your identifying aspects
You
of
and I have
this.
specifically talked about how we're very end result oriented, which is like
Yeah.
get to the goal of the thing. And this is one of those examples, I think, where it's like it not what you're saying isn't wrong, but by saying it, you were actually preventing the end result by adding an extra obstacle in the path of people who might be participating otherwise. But
Yeah.
now people are so easily distracted. You've given them a new distraction that might stop them from doing something they would have done that would have helped.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of talking about this, your specific thing. So it's like,
Right.
sure, you're right. I get what you're saying, but it doesn't need to be said. It just doesn't need, it's not important. It doesn't, it doesn't help the larger thing.
I'm trying to figure out why I don't consider boycotting to be a privilege, and I think, and
I already get what they're implying.
I'm trying to figure out the right word to express or the right analogy to give, but boycotting is living is a privilege, right? It's boiling it down to like how important it is it to identify these things as privileges and for what sake?
Right.
Like
What
living
the goal
is a
of saying
privilege. That doesn't mean that like you get to hold it against people that are doing that.
Well, right. So like, don't call for boycotting because some people can't do it. Like, is that what
Right.
what is the request in that statement? I guess
The request is do not criticize me for not having done this important thing because I can't find a way
who's
to do it.
criticizing you? If they are, go talk to them personally. Don't make it everybody else's
I'm
problem.
criticizing them. I'm criticizing them if they're identifying the problem and doing nothing about it. Only bringing to the conversation
Well, that's
that
really
they
it.
don't
It's
feel
like, yeah.
qualified to be part of the solution. And it's like,
Are you doing something?
Also, the most unprivileged people in the world are the ones that do the boycotts. That's
request
where
is
the
don't
boycott
criticize
has
me.
to come from. Like,
Yeah.
rich, wealthy, privileged people aren't boycotting. Boycotting is a tool of the underprivileged.
Right.
That's the only thing that they do have is the ability to withhold. Like, it has to be.
Yeah, you're
Like,
right.
we're talking about something that belongs to unprivileged people. That's the sake of the boycott. Like, and this idea that, like, I simply can't, I'll be punished is, like, that's inevitable. It's like part of the agreements. It's part of the discussion. It's part of what a boycott means is is continued suffering in a different way. Like,
Yeah.
and I am critical of these people. I am critical of the boycotting as a privilege because, like, when you look at boycotts across all of history, who's doing them? Who's successfully boycotting?
People who are suffering from doing
people
so.
who could have said this is something that privileged people do. That's every successful boycott or like a rise against any sort of oppressive system has been by the people who could have been like, well, actually, that belongs to the privileged people. I don't have the privilege of doing that. Imagine. This is why everything sucks right now. Genuinely. This made me so angry.
D-Flack says, resurrected hearing this topic, left stream open. Run into this all the time in the political volunteer work I do. It gets in the way so much that it's super gatekeepy.
Yeah.
Few faster ways to scare away potential volunteers. That's really what, to me, that's really what it is. It's like, if you have that problem and can discuss it with people who you have that problem with, that's one thing. But making it like a larger issue is, it's really just going to like weaken the entire cell. Like the whole point of
and it's
spreading
just,
that around.
It's just infuriating because there's two types of people. There are the type of people that are underprivileged and boycott, and the type of people that are underprivileged and go, I can't boycott. And like, why would anyone care what that person's doing when the other person exists? Why would anyone want to spend time on like that? That's just not empathetic, I think is what it is. It's just not
right.
It's not something that like is going to
it's a net
it's not
neutral
something that
at
should
best. It's like
yeah.
Then we're not paying attention to that. Then it doesn't matter.
Right.
If you're not helping, just don't hurt, just stay out of the way.
So the Target boycotts,
which is
right?
Yeah.
The Target boycotts happened. And the people who boycotted Target for the most part in majority were black women. you know,
Right.
the top of society.
Yeah.
Where they're treated well
The
and
ones
paid
who were definitely
better.
fine after not choosing not to go to Target.
And like people are like, this is just garbage I found. People ask, like, people who boycotted Target, how, why, where did you go shop afterwards? And like the answers are varied, but generally somewhere along the lines of found it somewhere else or didn't need it as much as I thought I
Right,
did.
or just went without.
That's
The
trade,
underprivileged
people made the choice to continue to be non-privileged for a cause, for
I
a
want you to put the
sake.
garbage back on. It was pretty.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, anyway, that was bothering me. I saw that TikTok, pissed me off. I was like, I have so many thoughts about this. Because again, this is also a conversation only existing on the left. No one else gives a fuck.
Right.
No one, the
It
right
doesn't
does
get
not
this
care.
granular anywhere else.
But it's just like, it's making me mad because like there was another video of people who were fans of a girl whose entire content is being wealthy and she did like an unboxing thing for Christmas and she got over $1 million in gifts.
Oh, what?
In gifts. And then I went to her comment section and it's literally like unfathomable discussions of so one of the things was she got a giant like Louis Vuitton box chest thing that's literally like 7 feet long and probably cost over hundreds of thousands of dollars. But so her mom ordered one, but then it didn't come in time. And so her mom forced the store to ship the store model to them as a placeholder for the one that's coming in later.
Yeah, okay.
And all the comments were things like, "Oh my God, girl, I can't believe she sent the store model." Like, that's the remarkable part of the conversation of just like, that's hilarious that you got the defunct bad store model version, the used concept. And these aren't rich people. I went to their profiles and it's literally like one girl is like, her whole content is thrifting. Thrifting. It's like fashion thrift account, but like the people who are in those comment sections are like eating it up. Like they're so happy to see the like extravagant wealth be presented and like live vicariously. Like, oh, I wish I got something like that, or oh my God, I can't believe you got 7 iPhones. That's so funny.
I mean, yeah, that actually just baffles me. The fact that people can't see that and be disgusted. And
you know what?
be
But
like,
everyone. But
I think it's because they still think it's always the mentality of it could be me at some point. I think like that's.
I swear to God,
that's something that could happen to me.
The people in that comment section are the ones that I am sure are going, boycotting is for the privileged. And I'm not privileged, by the way. That's the other part of that statement is I'm not privileged enough to boycott. It's the me part of that statement. When you say boycotting is for the privileged,
yeah.
Then you go, I'm the other unspoken, very loud half of that is, and I'm not privileged.
Right.
As though you didn't just say the most outrageously ridiculous thing that I've ever heard in my entire life.
Well, and none said, I want Amazon gone, but I have medical supplies and life shit that I can't get anywhere else for as cheap. I feel miserable about it, but I just can't figure out how to reorient without going broke. And that's fine. And you, I assume, don't make TikTok posts about how people shouldn't encourage people to boycott because you're not included, because you just don't do it. You just stay out. Like, I don't know. To me, it's the same thing as like, it's always this kind of mentality of like, same thing with like the men conversation where like you can be talking about like these problems that men have, and like the okay men are the ones that can hear that happen and be fine because they know you're not talking about them. It's the don't assume you are somehow being personally targeted is really, I think, the only thing. And that's what the like boycotting is for the privileged sounds like to me, is somebody being like, I don't like that I feel like I'm being personally criticized for my actions when people call for boycotts.
Right. I mean, yeah, I think the way to handle it
is I have
like,
to make it everybody else's issue so I don't have to feel guilty.
Right. I think there's two things to do about the fact that you have to shop at Amazon, which is admit that you have to shop at Amazon, and then. But also, like, I think people misunderstand how boycotts can work. If you literally decrease, this was the argument for veganism for a long time, which is we're not asking for none, we're asking for less, right? If you cut your Amazon expenses by 50%, if everyone did that, it would have a massive impact. I mean, maybe not on Amazon, but it clearly impacted Target. Because when you go ask people, like, okay, you boycotted Target, they're like, I went back in once, maybe twice. Like, the point isn't that, like, everything is entirely off limits for the things that you need to survive. The point is that everything you don't need to survive can either be, like, can be bought somewhere else or not bought.
Right.
It's the demand. There's
a little bit still adds to the number going down.
The conversation and reaction to the idea that you need to tell people that they can live with less is insane. It's insane. If you tell somebody, like, you don't need that thing, suddenly there's like the reaction is dramatic.
Right.
I feel like from people amongst everywhere with the immediate defense of like, no, but, and it's like, no. And I used to be much more of like the no ethical consumption under capitalism, and I still think that very strongly. But after watching what did happen to Target, I'm like, how are people not feeling more moved to do that kind of stuff? Like, we can't ask black women to literally spearhead every single movement, but then like they look around and they're like, your turn, and we're all like, boycotting is a privilege.
Like, even you and I haven't been able to completely stop using Amazon. It's just been like an incremental little, like, let's not get that thing because we can go get it in person. It'll be an extra, like, 20 minutes, but we can get it or we can wait, or
we're just not buy it. Just
occasionally but I'm just saying we also haven't completely deleted the account or anything. Like, we still have it. I still have to order something from there occasionally.
The Green Brothers talked about a great way to eat less meat. I don't know. Okay, so sorry. Your comment was good. I got distracted with my own thoughts. You only allow your household a certain amount of meals with meat in them. If it's a 5-year, if it's 5 a year, half of those are going to be holiday roasts. Yeah, no,
yeah, honestly, and it kind of helps mentally too, just being like I'm not removing whatever this thing is entirely. I'm just making it less. Because there's something worse, like your brain, I think it's natural for your brain to be like, I mean, you deal with this too, with like food noise and stuff sometimes too, which is like, if you tell yourself, I'm never eating this thing again, suddenly it's all you want, right? Like, it's like your brain like rejects the idea that like this thing might disappear forever. Yeah. And so it's like, like reducing it rather than completely removing it. I think it's more effective even on a personal level.
Yeah.
And then it still has an impact.
And even my frustration does not have to do with a lot of the very literal individual circumstances. It has to do with the way that people stand in their own way of progress and achievement by literally I've talked about this a lot with you. I don't know that I've mentioned it as much, but it's like a pseudo-intellectual concept. Because saying something like boycotting is a privilege makes people feel like they've really thought, that they've really done something.
Right.
There is a very, like, there's a little scratchy part of your brain that is like,
you accomplished something smart.
I intellected this concept, which is that I understand privilege, I understand boycotting, I understand these words, and I have done the work to come to this conclusion. Puzzle pieces clipped together of boycotting is a privilege. Actually, it probably starts as boycotting can be a privilege to, and then landing in the
right.
extreme.
Well, like a sympathetic thing of like boycotting is hard to do for people who need access to that thing.
Right.
And then going from there.
Right, and then it's sort of like, but the actual, like I think the non-pseudo intellectual part of those types of conversations is, and then what? It always is. It makes me so angry. Right. And then what?
I think the
and so then we don't? And so then...
There's never a conclusion, I guess, is like, that's how you kind of spot one of those opinions, is it's like, there's not like a solution, there's not an alternate suggestion, it's just a criticism. It's kind of like that thing in creative fields where they're like, don't critique anything unless you have an alternative prepared. I think it could go a long way in this scenario. Just like, don't tear apart what we got unless you have something better. This was also my election issue, right? This was also the like, Kamala's just as bad. Okay, and then what? Right, yeah. So now, right, yes. And so alternatively, we do what exactly? It's just like you cannot claim intellectualism. You cannot claim nuance. You cannot claim, you can barely claim the community. If
the way that this conversation goes ends with, well, I don't know. Like, because like this was the election thing. Kamala bad. Okay, then what? Oh, well,
Right,
Jill Stein.
yeah.
Jill Stein's gonna lose, and then what? Oh, well, it's the fact that we stood for a principle while Jill Stein loses. Okay, and then what? And you know what the and then what is? It's now. It's literal people getting kidnapped on the street and then taken to a country they're not from or held in actual concentration camps. And that's what pisses me off, because back before Trump won this election, the conversation was, and then what? Because
Right.
and then what people were thinking about how people were going to get kidnapped off the streets and put into concentration camps, and then a bunch of genuinely hardcore leftists who were claiming that they were somehow revolutionaries were going, Trump's just as bad, or Kamala's just as bad. And then what is that this all happens absolutely no matter what. And I don't believe you. I can see the timelines, and they're not identical.
Yeah.
And they're not
No, they're
identical
not.
in very important ways. So, like,
think
I'm
it's
so
insane.
tired of this first thought. This first pseudo-intellectual thought is boycotting is a privilege. Okay, now what? Thank you. Thank you for your very deep, insightful, brilliant thoughts. Now what are we gonna do? Not boycott? No one was doing it anyway. Like, stop talking to me about this stuff. And
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. What if we don't do that thing that everyone's already struggling to figure out how to make people do in the first place?
and then I got called Blue MAGA. Is what? And then what? That's what that triggered me. I scrolled through
Yeah.
the one video and she's like, boycotting is a privilege. Okay, I'm gonna shoot myself because the intellectual has to exist within the nuance. It has to exist in the continued discussion, in the solutions, in the idea that we're solving problems, not just identifying them. That's not good enough. Identifying a problem and then saying it out loud and then getting it to go viral on TikTok has done fucking nothing. So,
Yeah, I completely agree. I like the Allison rants that actually just shut chat down. That's how you know
sorry.
it's good, is when people just
I'm
stop.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm
You're right.
I'm really sick of like the new thing that everyone's gonna discuss about whatever, about like now we're gonna discuss whether or not boycotting is a privilege.
That
And
is
it's
the
like,
tuxedo mask thing, isn't it? I never even realized. I should try watching Sailor Moon at some point. Sasquatch said that's what it's, people just want to do the tuxedo mask bit, show up and contribute to the discussion, and then pat themselves in the back and run off.
Why is this called Tuxedo Mask?
I think that's what he does in Sailor Moon. Like they're there solving the problem, and then he shows up, does a flourish, and then is like, "I helped," and then leaves.
Men. Just kidding. But yeah, I can't exist on the internet anymore either. Anyway, this to not. I know you guys are standing by me and you're the best, but this does kind of wrap around to the first. We were talking about like different sexualities, and in a much smaller,
That's where we were.
smaller spectrum, on a tiny little thing. You have to do the consideration part of like, and then what? And then what is the expectation, right? Like and that it all just
Yeah.
This bothers me on every single spectrum of reality, which is like if.
Like, you feel that way for yourself, like identifying doesn't do anything.
Or even
'cause
other
you don't have
people are
anything
like,
to-
what the expectation is. If you tell somebody, like if you're out and you tell somebody that you're demisexual or whatever, what, and then what?
To me,
like, what is
like,
the expectation? It makes sense within community,
Right.
But outside of community,
or within just a relationship. Like, if it's that specific of a
Relationship
thing,
is
to me,
community.
that's what it comes down to. Yeah.
a relationship is community, and that's what makes sense. But also,
That's just
and I
more
guess
like
people
a-
just stick in their communities. It used to feel a lot more like people visited their communities on the weekend and then had to like live in the real world at McDonald's or whatever.
That's an interesting point. I do feel like we all got, like,
But it's mostly
shoved
just
into
like
our little clique corners at some point, COVID.
yeah.
And
So my parents stopped asking me why I'm single.
I'm so glad Allison didn't stay asleep, so this could be a discussion. Yeah, no, I could.
Yeah.
You're much better at channeling and phrasing this stuff, I think.
The long comments always take a minute to read.
Yeah,
And then what thoughts of my friends and
the
thoughts?
processing thing. We discovered recently that Allison has trouble, like,
Oh
reading.
yeah. Yeah, sometimes I need Kyle to read the comments out loud when they're long because I don't know what you're saying.
The Lonely Gamer says that's why you have different things you tell people in and out of the queer community. Neither is a lie, but one is more specific and accurate.
Yeah,
That's true about any kind of, like, insider-outsider discussion.
I just feel like I've lost
differences.
The ability to talk to people that don't have a follow-up for my and then what on a lot of conversations.
Yeah.
Even people I
get that.
agree with, it's just really hard because like you cannot stop the thought process halfway through. That's what boycotting is a privilege is. It's we're halfway through the discussion, if that far. Right. Like,
right. Yeah. That's not right. That's not the end of the conversation, but they kind of act like it is.
Yeah.
They like drop it like they do it like a mic drop thing, but it's like,
yeah, like a mic drop.
The conversation's not over.
Like a Bible verse or a Psalms
You've
thing.
introduced a new issue. Now we have to work through that.
Right. It feels it kind of feels biblical too when people would like drop a Bible verse and you're like, okay, yeah. And then what?
Right. And so what about that?
It's like
that's introducing the topic, not closing the conversation. You're confused.
Right. I guess that's what it feels like to me. Is it feels like people end conversations too quickly, or concepts or thoughts, like thought processes, and I'm like,
I get that.
What's the end of it though? And I think the hard part is that the end of it is kind of a difficult, harder, more black and white conversation because the way people have to exist and the way people think are not the same. I think I agree with the idea that boycotting is a privilege, but the way that I have to exist is more uncomfortable than having the comfortable thought that boycotting is a privilege. Do you know what I mean? I think that happens. Like, you and I have had this conversation even about transness and stuff.
No, absolutely.
And the end conversation of like gender, and then what?
Well, even
processing these feelings and then what?
This sounds like the process of like transitioning in a way that is like healthy and helpful to the people around you, which is something that I had to figure out, and that everybody does unless they're kind of selfish, which is like there's a comfortable way to transition and be like, I am this now, I demand to be seen this way, don't let, like, nobody's allowed to address me any other way than this kind of thing. And then there's the realistic thing, which is all the people in your life are having to adjust and get used to this thing because it is a change, and it's happening gradually, and they didn't see it coming, and it doesn't really make sense outside of your brain. It's really hard to explain why it's working, and it's like, you have to balance those two things. Like, there has to be an amount of, like, no, this is, like, I need this, and I'm going to stand my ground on this, but also, I get that this is a difficult thing for you, and we are mutually all, like, participating in the relationship that we have and stuff.
Yeah, this is reminding me of your...
Yeah, we are still very much on.
Oh my god, it's the your trans joy, your trans, I can't remember the actual, like, phrasing, but something like your trans joy is not someone else's mourning, or something, or, like, the idea that you being happy like about your transition means that other people should not be sad about your transition, right? Like parents or spouses or whatever. And then
there's lots of variations to this, but there's nuance.
What, right? Like,
who the fuck is this?
It's spam. But yeah, then my conversation is like, and then what? What is the expectation of the people around you who are sad to just not be? Because this is what happened with my coworker, who had her sister, trying to figure out how to say the conversation, but to her sister and her were very close her whole life. Then her sister transitioned, and the discussion around what that looked like was, this is me now, this is who I've always been, there are no questions that I want to answer, accept it or don't speak to me. And my coworker lost that relationship not because she was unwilling to accept what was happening, but that she didn't get the space to be able to accept it well, because she needed to ask questions and like have long conversations and also feel her feelings about what felt like not having her sister anymore, because they had shared every part of like sisterhood together.
Right.
See, Chad has stopped talking again.
Yeah. So. Well, also because we're personally addressing a lot of them now.
I don't know that we're personally. I mean,
I just mean we have lots of transgender like chat people, including me and other like crew members and stuff. So
she was having that conversation with me about her sister. I'm sorry, her brother. But from her situation, her sister ceased to exist, and now she has no one, right? Like, that's what happened in her literal life, though.
Right.
Not even the transition.
Right.
They don't talk.
Right.
They don't talk at all. And so, like...
No, yeah.
And so that whole,
yeah.
like, I see that meme, and while I completely understand the idea that you should get to celebrate and not have to have space for people's mourning, it's like...
Right.
That totally is a very good thought to have. But the existing...
Well, it's just natural. You're going to feel that. Like, from my perspective, it's like, obviously you want it to just be fine. Like I wanted,
happy. Yeah.
like I wanted to just be able to push that button, have it switch over, and everything's
No one-
fine, and
yeah.
nobody bothers me, and I'm happier.
And it's not that
it
you don't
works.
deserve it.
And it's not that I don't deserve it. I
Yeah.
absolutely deserve it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just not going to go that way. It's just going to be uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and you have to be uncomfortable if you want to maintain
Yeah.
that, because you have to communicate what's going on to somebody else, and it's uncomfortable and hard
Yeah.
and emotional to try and drag your thoughts out and present them to another person.
Yeah.
And make them understand
Yeah.
what's going on, and also to be respectful of what they are feeling as
Yeah.
a result of that. And it's also really frustrating because this happens at different timing with everybody. So, like, your pacing of this has been different than my parents' pacing of this. And so I'm doing different phases of this process with them than I am with you at the same time. And in my head, it was all figured out day one, right? So, like, it's...
Yeah.
And it sucks. And it has to.
Yeah.
And if you demand that it doesn't suck, you lose things, right? And I don't think it's necessarily because those people are being unreasonable either. And it's even been interesting seeing comments on videos and stuff, because there's plenty of shitty ones. Like, there was one guy that was like, I feel like I've lost a brother. And I was like, no, you don't. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know who you are. My brother doesn't feel that way, so you definitely don't feel that way.
That guy was such a shithead.
But then there was somebody else that was like, the comment was just like, oh, you were the best man I knew. And I was like, mood, man, I'm sorry. Like, I get it, and I'm sorry. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything wrong. I don't feel guilty for it, but it's like, I get the feeling you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean...
Both exist at the same time.
The both exist at the same time is kind of part back to the boycotting thing,
Right.
which is just like, there is very valid, well thought out intellectual thoughts, and then there is the and then what of having them. And like, in the instance that I'm talking about with my coworker, the and then what is that they don't have a relationship ever again. And she has told me, I think, things that she can't tell her brother, which is that she wanted to, like, that there was room, and she was interested, and she wanted to know, and she didn't hold resentment at the idea, but she does now, because she didn't get to know,
well,
right?
She
You
said
can't,
that.
like, she just didn't get to know who that person was or why it was happening.
Right.
Because not everybody processes that information. Like, someone mentioned that their son came out to them, and they just didn't have a single question. It was just like, it was fine. Yeah, it was simple. It's his choice, not mine. He's my child.
Right.
I lost nothing, and if he's happy, I'm happy.
Which is
and that's
awesome.
totally cool, except that other people aren't going to feel that way.
Right, and unique to you. It really does depend.
I think a lot of people could feel that way.
I think a lot of people could. Like, I mean, I've told, Thomas and Kate didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, that was fine.
Yeah.
That was like the most casual change. Mm-hmm. My mom was worried about me, right? It's like figuring out what their thing is.
See.
And then having that conversation. And Stevie said, in my experience, those types of conversations are exhausting and mostly aren't productive. And, that depends on the person.
Kyle and I would not be
sometimes
together
it's-
without those conversations.
Right, yeah.
Without being able to ask questions and, like, dive deeper and figure out what's going on and what they're going through, and, like, our marriage would have ended if we just left it at, like, by the way, I'm doing this, and, like, no questions, please.
And if you try,
like,
and
there's
it doesn't
absolutely
work,
no...
that's a different thing. Like, if you put that effort in to try and help them through it, and they're like, no, I don't get it, and I refuse to accept it, then that's fucking their problem.
But everything works that way. Like, every single thing works that way in terms of, like why would this one thing be devoid of needing conversation or understanding?
Yeah.
And
No, I'm just validating the other version of that, which is
I'm
like, if
agreeing with
you
you.
put in that effort and then the other person isn't receptive to your conversation, it's still the same issue, it's just coming from a different person. But, like,
yeah.
Like, both people have to be willing to talk.
Yeah, I guess I'm surprised at the idea that, like, that conversation isn't useful is a take, because the people that I know that are successfully maintaining these relationships with children or spouses or friends, like, the
It's because they're
conversation
talking about
was
it.
crucial.
Right.
Like, but you know what? in all reality, it has to be curiosity. It can't be like...
Yeah, there does need to be curiosity in it, and I've had the interactions with people who are definitely less curious and more just, I don't know what, it's almost like scared, like they're spooked. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I can't think of the right way to put it. It's like you bring this up and they're like it's almost like they're more worried about like, well, what else do I not know, rather than like, oh, I'm interested in learning about this thing. It's like,
yeah,
it's like, how did this just came out and like what?
Well, this is what's
it's like they're
hard.
being attacked, and it's like, this is not
well, that's
about you.
That's what's hard is because like you naturally, having the conversation naturally forces people into a mindset that they likely didn't exist in beforehand.
Right.
And you're either the kind of person that understands and like saves space for that idea or not. And again, it's literally just like the and then what of that situation, because most people, because I think a lot of different types of reactions make sense, including acceptance, even though I think immediate unquestioned acceptance is a bit bizarre because it feels like what, like, had they already thought about everything and they were just like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Or
even Thomas and Kate had questions. They were accepting, but like they still like, honestly, it's even weirder.
Kind of have questions.
This is the other thing too. On the other end of the spectrum, I hate it when people act like they're completely chill and I can tell they're not. I brought this up early on where I would tell people and they'd be like, oh, cool, that's nice. And I'm like, no, it's not. I can see it. I saw your expression change.
like when you told them and they were like, neat.
Right. It's like, I know, don't just act chill because you're worried about being like criticized for not being chill enough. Like ask me questions. It's okay. It's weird. This is a weird thing that's happening. I'm regenerating like in Doctor Who. Like tell me, ask what's going on. It's fine.
I like this comment.
I want to talk about it.
IKEA Sis says the weirdest thing ever is the duality of it being some being it's out of nowhere and then those being it was obvious.
Oh, I know. Like who? Like they're all full of shit, right? Because like what's the?
Actually, this is really interesting to me because I did not see Kyle's transition coming from a mile away.
Right.
I knew something was wrong, but also half of that was like didn't know it existed, didn't think it was a thing.
I didn't see it coming either for the same reason.
But then people in the comments will be like, knew it.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean knew it? I'm literally with this person every day, every hour, probing their inner thoughts at all times. And then someone's like, could totally tell like 10 years ago when they made this video. And I'm like, what about that video told you that? But also that just pisses me off because I've had people do that to me and I don't like that energy of just like, oh, knew this about you. It's like, no, you didn't. I didn't know this about me. Nobody knew this about me. What do you mean you knew this about me? Shut up.
Yeah,
you don't
absolutely.
know me.
Backdoor said, I think I said congratulations and or condolences given the current political climate. I do think that's exactly what you said, actually.
And how was that?
That was great.
Right.
You had an amazing reaction when I told you. Especially because
that's what he said to you.
I told Backdoor because Backdoor was going to start doing some editing, and I was like, by the way, if I'm going to have my hair pinned back in these videos, you're going to see because you're editing and you're going to have to cut around it, and here's why.
Yeah.
And I just dropped it like a twist I was saving up. So
I was super, Mefexis didn't see it coming, but also wasn't like super surprised. I was surprised, but I think genuinely enough of that was like, didn't know it was a thing. Like genuinely did not understand the concept. Right. But also like, well, yeah, I mean, never could have ever possibly occurred to me that you'd be married to a man and then a woman. Like, that's the same person.
Right.
That was not,
and you
that's not a thing. Like, it is a thing now, but like, I dare you to go back and tell people from 2012 that that's like...
Right, that it's even a concept that you would know.
We weren't even handling bisexual well.
Right.
Like, that wasn't going over great at the time.
I didn't even know it was, like, possible. Cedric actually asked, is it rude to ask about what Kyle thinks started the process?
No.
And it was literally just like...
Wait, can I say something real fast? Can I say something real fast?
Yeah.
It's not rude because... Well, I'm speaking for you, but Kyle has very adamantly expressed that the questions are very helpful and validating because Kyle has mentioned that it feels like you live in a weird disassociation bubble where everyone's just like, cool, great, totally new, have no problems.
Yeah.
When like you're so much about your life
is not
changing and adjusting and you can like tell people don't mean it and how weird it is to like walk around and everyone's like, this is both completely normal and expected when you're like not feeling that way on the inside. And I really resonate with that idea.
Yeah.
Which is like, someone better ask me some damn questions.
I think that's why it's always bothering me when there is sort of like a thing within the trans community of like, oh no, we could tell it was like a thing. And it's like, I couldn't, so I don't really appreciate you saying that you knew the whole time, because I didn't know the whole time. I didn't know. There's a few things that all kind of coalesced and like hit. Olive started transitioning. Didn't occur to me even then. Like it just wasn't like a thing in my brain. I didn't get what it meant. I would see other people doing it, and it still didn't occur to me what it meant. I thought it was just like I don't know, like a personal, private, like being a furry or something. Like I have no idea. I didn't know what it was. Yeah. It didn't occur to me until I understood what was actually physically, scientifically possible, was that you could take medication and your body would convert and you would become the other gender. Like it genuinely was like I didn't know the technology existed. Am I out of focus?
Yeah, now you're focused.
Okay. I think the thing that actually clicked it for me, among other things, but like the main thing was just learning that we have the technology. It was like, no, you could, because there was that, it was the button question. It started with the question of like, if you could push a button, or in my mind, I always reframed it as like, if you go into the character creator of this dumbass game, switch the gender marker and then come back out, and then like a video game, everybody would keep interacting with you the same way, but your character model would look different. Would you do that?
Yeah.
And my response was, who fucking wouldn't? Women are better. Like, that's just the better character model. Why wouldn't you do that?
Totes.
Then I realized other people don't think that way, that other men like being men. And then I was introduced to the idea that, hey, that button exists. You can push it. It works. It actually happens exactly the way that you're thinking it will work. It takes, a few years, but it will work. And then I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, then.
Yeah.
In that case. But I didn't have any of that, like, in place before. So, like, I just never even thought about it because, like, it wasn't even on the table. It was kind of like asking, like, I don't know. Like, I never, then say, like, I didn't identify as a woman in the same way that I didn't identify as I didn't literally identify as Spider-Man because that wasn't an option.
Yeah.
But if it were one, I would.
Man,
I would be a Spider-Man. So.
I feel almost painfully socialized as a woman, which maybe all women actually feel, and I'm not sure about it. But like Kyle, during the transitional process, a part of the conversation was like, so here's the thing, is like you're moving from top 1% of men into like a lot of the standards that exist for men, like just in terms of social structures and how people perceive you, is like it's not lateral. You don't move from 1% of men to best 1% of women because the standards are so wildly shifted that I was like, there might be like a dramatic shift in like even tone of the things you accomplish. Right. Because when you're a man and you're accomplishing
definitely.
Right? Because when you're a man and you're accomplishing like having a YouTube channel and being a good guy and not spitting on the ground,
right,
and like being funny
the
and
context
beloved,
changes completely,
right, and like cleaning the house and stuff. Now you're at like God tier. Like every woman is like, how'd you do that?
Right.
Where do I find one? But then you shift
suddenly you're
all
a woman
those
and
exact
it's like,
same
well, now you're
things.
just a mom with a side hustle, like.
Yeah. So we had conversations about what that'll look like too, because it's like, okay,
so I had to figure out how to stand out still.
All the things you were doing here, when you just like move them over, you actually like drop.
Right.
Like in society's
being
eyes.
gay helps already. Like it
being gay
offsets that a little bit.
Yeah, being gay helps because now people are like, oh right, of course. But like being the things that you were, funny, well accomplished, doing chores, like splitting the work equally, suddenly that just went from like, oh man, this is the best guy I know, to like, this is a woman.
This kind of reminds me of people like the ring thing. People like comment on Allison's ring, and then she'll mention that her wife gave it to her, and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like they just don't give a fuck anymore.
All the time. People are like, oh my god, he did such a good job. And I'm like, I'm married to a woman. And they're like, oh, well, of course. Like,
and you know what?
No wonder she got it right. And it's like, wait, what the fuck?
That felt bad for a little bit until I realized I actually just don't have pride in being the best of a shit category. Like, I don't want to be the most well-trained dog. That doesn't make me feel good.
I would not describe it that way.
But it feels that way when people are talking about like how bad their husbands are, and then you talk about what your husband does.
One?
Right, exactly.
They didn't have those at the store.
I don't want that to be the bar of success. I'm actually trying harder than that already. And so I don't like that the thing I'm getting complimented
Wait.
on is just that I'm not being a dick.
Someone said something really great that I wanted to read
Okay.
on it was a Twitch one, Sheep in a Cart, which is a great name.
Oh yeah, like sheep
The
in a
less
cart.
invested you are in a person, the easier it is to accept huge, wild changes too. If the supermarket clerk I know the name of was bright green tomorrow and said, felt like being green, it'd be nothing. And I think that's really
Yeah.
a lost perspective sometimes,
Yeah, I
which
agree.
is that, like, and it's sort of weird. It's weird doing it so publicly also, because it's literally like
Right.
hundreds and hundreds of just like, this is the best thing that ever happened. And then like, and then processing every single aspect of what that transition looked like in real life between families and relationships and
Yeah.
just like, because actually no one said that. Believe it or not, when you told everybody,
Oh,
no
in
one
real
said,
life?
this is the best thing ever.
Right. No, they didn't make the YouTube comments.
Or like, I saw it coming from a mile away. Backdoor made a comment that was something like, given how long that they'd been watching you and like knowing and like processing everything, they are annoyed and surprised at how much they didn't see it coming. Which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's because you were
Backdoor is
such
a data collector, not a data interpreter. It's slightly different.
you were such a trope of a
I was.
of a boy that was so
I
expected.
think very successfully. Yeah, like I don't
Yeah.
think I actually don't think it was as obvious. I kind of have beef with people saying it was obvious, and we can talk about that too, because I'm not gonna shy away from it. But I don't think it was that obvious. Maybe I'm full of shit because I wasn't aware enough, and maybe if I met somebody now, I would be able to kind of tell. But I'm just not
Yeah.
sure I'm on that page that it was like really
Yeah.
because you know what? Because how do you tell the difference between like a lesbian and a dad when the body is like this is what I kind of brought up multiple times. Like I didn't grow up wanting to put on dresses or anything. I still don't. Like I
Yeah.
wore and did like what I would call like dad shit, like aesthetically,
Mm-hmm.
and then and now it's like, oh well, I'm still doing the same thing. It's just different in this context. But like, how was I supposed to fucking know beforehand when I look in the mirror and it's like, well, that fits on this body,
Yeah.
and just because it would fit on another one, it doesn't make me think like, well, maybe that's the one I would prefer. I don't know.
Yeah. Backdoor says, I know Kyle doesn't intend it that way, but boy, is that don't want to be the best in a terrible category take rough for trans men. And it really depends, because Kyle's talking about personally. If the thing you want to be is the absolute top tier
Yeah.
of the category you're in,
Right.
trans men are starting off,
You're right.
One
you
foot
start.
ahead.
You right. You're entering with an advantage.
honestly, I never mean trans men in my misandry. Actually, no, sometimes I do.
I mean, yeah, but
Sometimes
rarely.
I do.
But rarely.
For the sake of inclusion.
Sure.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah. You know what? You can be a trans man and be a shitty misogynist.
Mm-hmm.
Inclusive.
Ursa also said I didn't think it was obvious. I mean, it's really hard to know because, like, if it was obvious, I didn't have the tools to be able to assess that. Like, I didn't know shit about
same,
it.
Right.
Growing up,
So I
I
don't
had met
know for sure, but
I had met maybe 3 trans people IRL, and I would describe them as very tropey, stereotypical versions of it, especially for
Right.
like the mid-2000s era, which was that like one of the first trans women I ever met was fully done up, like plastic surgery, sort of in a strange, like how we're seeing it now happen with like lots of lip filler and lots of face filler, except that was even
was
more
that? I mean,
wild.
that stood out on a cisgender woman at the time. Like that was like a weird. That was not a common look.
Yeah. Well, it was more wild at the time because it was 2012 even, and it was just less common to see. But she was the sweetest person ever, and I met her through a mutual friend. I was taking photos for her, and she was very like legally blonde, like super bleach blonde, super pink, super like done up, and I was still like a pick-me tomboy bitch at the time in 2012, and.
Right.
And I was taking photos for her, and she at some point was like, you know, it's okay to ask questions. And I had no idea what the fuck she was talking about. I knew something was weird, maybe, because like the fillers and stuff, and the look was just really dramatic at the time. But without the knowledge that that thing existed, there was no questions for me to ask.
You just didn't actually have. She was yeah.
And I was just like,
She's probably assuming you had questions because you did understand and were confused and like were holding them in because
well, so
people did that.
So the person who asked me to take photos had presented her as from California, as like the
Oh.
the like she's from California.
She's from California. Yeah, okay.
And she's like, they like warned me in some regard, but there was no like, but then I met her and she was sweet and she was kind and she was funny and we took photos and it was a great time. And then at some point she interrupted to be like, you can ask questions. And I'm like,
About what?
right, what is the thing I'm supposed to be asking about? And
Right.
she mentioned that she had transitioned and I was like,
Right, and you probably still don't even know what that meant, even in that context. Like, I feel like I had...
I knew that she was a boy.
Right.
And is now not looking like a boy.
This is the weird thing, too, is that they were, like, jokes in, like, How I Met Your Mother about accidentally dating a girl that ended up having a penis or something, right? Like, that was, like, that was a funny bar joke in How I Met Your
Never once
Mother.
thought about her penis.
And then...
Actually,
Right,
I don't think she
only
had
men
one.
do that for some reason.
now that I'm thinking it back over a decade ago, I don't think she had one.
Well, so the point I was making, though, was,
Yeah,
like,
sorry.
there's, like, that kind of thing,
Right,
right?
right,
About,
right.
like, I don't know, accidentally running into a trans person, which is the most terrifying thing you can do as a man at a bar, I guess. And then also there was like the art kids at my school who were kind of Tumblr-y and who were starting it. And in my mind, I didn't even connect those two people. Like
Yeah,
they weren't even
'cause
like
they were very...
right. I didn't even
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it was like, oh, that's one of these is a Pokemon evolution of the other one, and also they're both being misrepresented by different groups of people to me. So
Yeah.
it was all it's the lack of information ran deep, like really deep.
Yeah. It's just fascinating because like at the time I truly did not have an opinion, and I think that if all public discourse that I had understood up until now was still removed, I think genuinely that person just would have belonged in this like weird, but that's what makes her interesting category.
Right.
Like strange. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
But also I remember her and I really enjoyed our interaction, and I think it's cool that some people are willing to be so different, so openly, publicly different when
Yeah.
I was over here still being a pick-me, like confined to the chains
Right.
of trying to impress men.
Right.
And there's this woman out here who is like hyper femme and clearly not in the business of trying to just impress men.
Right.
And like, and
Because
so
they're not
she,
actually into that most of
she
the time.
stuck out as just someone very like, I don't know. She said without the discussion, she said these are the rules. Was boy, now girl. And I'm like, okay, like why not? Some people could be doing that. It didn't strike me as like
Yeah.
something lots of people were doing, or that I would exist at
Right.
a time where more
It's
than
still
half the
not
people I
something
knew were
lots of people are doing. They just
right.
They're
But it
just
was
getting a spotlight shined on them.
it was just very interesting to like look back at like where 2012 was for that, and like where I am now and like how
Yeah.
different it feels.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But that was like my context.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I think even looking back, like there's so many people that have like, oh yeah, looking back at there was all these signs. I don't have a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I think partly it is because I'm gay. Like genuinely,
Right.
I've had to like double check myself over and over and over again because I kept reading online about how people would like start transitioning and then they'd start like developing feelings toward men or whatever.
Yeah.
And the question was always like, does estrogen do that to you, or does it just like
Does estrogen do what to you?
start giving you sexual attraction toward men
Oh,
somehow
yeah.
just because it's estrogen, or does it somehow, or is it just that like people are already kind of bi and then because they start accepting that they are
Yeah, like,
a different
imagine-
gender? So I've checked, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
checked myself over and over again and like 100% not attracted to men in
Right,
any way.
right.
Like I've confirmed this over and over and over again with myself internally.
Right. Imagine making our marriage work if I wasn't allowed to ask that question though.
Oh, no, yeah, right?
Like I
Yeah.
just can't like
Yeah.
I don't know how people are having the types of relationships where you cut off questions. I know someone mentioned that like they have personally found those conversations to be like fruitless. Like when they do allow people to ask questions, that they're being set up and framed for failure. And that matters too, right? Like the type
Yeah.
of questions somebody is asking does matter a lot, because like there are some questions simply not worth engaging with, or people who aren't worth engaging with because they are, I don't know, because they don't care, because they're not asking for the right reasons, like
Right.
that kind of thing. But if both people have incentive to maintain the relationship, I don't know how you don't ask. I don't know how you don't ask lots of questions. We asked each other lots of questions.
And you kind of need to work through it yourself, or at least I did. Like I needed your questions, even if they were uncomfortable, to help define
Why are you gay?
why are you gay? because what I was gonna say earlier is looking back at it, the types of things I can remember that like confirm for me, like, oh, this didn't just come out of nowhere, are things like I've seen people make the same comment about Adventure Time, Princess Bubblegum and Marceline, but I specifically, for me, it was reading the Kyoshi book and their relationship developing. Yeah. Kyoshi and her little firebender girl.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing things like that occasionally, realizing they were gay, which took me way too long. I've since gone back and reread the book, and it's like obvious from page 1, but like I didn't get it until like halfway through the book. But once I got it, I was like, this is there was a part of my brain that was just like I want this version is better.
Yeah,
this feels more comfortable than most like romance stuff does. I wish I had this. And also it was like I feel like I do have this with you, and yet somehow something about this is better and I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
like that's, and so that kind of weird thing in my head, and now looking back on it, it's like, well, that makes sense. But
does that make bubblegum?
Oh yeah,
cool.
In ours, yeah,
the pink one, right?
Yeah.
Sick.
Absolutely.
The Starfire one?
I wouldn't describe her as Starfire-ish at all. She's like a...
No, that's her voice. It's literally Starfire's voice.
Holy shit.
It's like one of the most unique voice actors in like
somehow
the
that
world.
Just did not occur. I'm usually so good at that. That's wild. No, you're absolutely right. Yes, the Starfire one.
Crazy.
She's like a boss babe, like... she's like candy colored and stuff, but she's you. Well, she's very you. She's a pink she's a pink girl. They're always like,
love pink girls.
They look fluffy and candy colored and stuff, and then they show up and they yell and they get shit done.
Yeah.
And then there's the burnout artistic loser that hates herself, which is me.
The number of trans women I know that are obsessed with Yuri. Yeah, so you calm down, because you're hitting on a
sore spot here.
Literal nerve that I have that I don't know how to talk about, so I'm not going to. But I take it back. Take it back, because I agree.
She's pink and she's a dictator. Exactly. Sorry, I was
literally me.
We have beef with the Yuri subreddit.
I have so much fucking beef with the Yuri subreddit, because it's all. Okay. All right. No, I don't know how to talk about this, other than to say, no, because I've talked about this before. How I have problems with certain communities, but I don't feel like being the voice of criticism against those communities, because I don't feel like I need to add to that. But it does feel like there is a part of this conversation that is not happening enough, and it all exists in the Yuri subreddits that I want to have a discussion on, because I went in there looking for gay adult stories, and I was not given gay adult stories. And then the wildest profiles I would click on had a common denominator that made me genuinely furious. But I don't want to have this conversation. I want to have this conversation in my closed community so that people can start answering my questions about why these things are happening. But I don't want to have this this conversation publicly, because I don't want people who don't belong in the conversation having this conversation.
Right.
Because
being able to clip you from it and stuff like that.
No, it has nothing to do with my perception of me. It has everything to do with I don't want people who do not have the right intentions in a conversation that is about questionable behavior of people in a community I share.
Right.
And I don't want to contribute to the larger, like...
We're going to hear about this in the Discord, aren't we?
No, you're not. I'm not going to... Someone can come to me about this conversation, but I'm not going to come to anybody about this conversation, because I don't want... Is this conversation about straight men in the Yuri communities? It's not. It's not about straight men in the Yuri communities. It's about chronically online people who use... Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't want to have this conversation. I do want to have this conversation with the people I can have this conversation with, and I don't know who those people are yet. But they are a combination people who are in the trans queer community on the Yuri subreddits and chronically online. I need to have a conversation with this person. If it's you, come talk to me, because I have questions, but I don't.
What it comes out to on the outside is that all the recommendations in the Yuri subreddit are shit.
It's not,
because they are...
There's an unbelievable amount of child stories in the Yuri subreddit.
Right.
And the question is, who's promoting them? And so I went through some of the wildest posts.
Children.
I went through the most wild posts and comments on the Yuri subreddit, which is functionally a porn subreddit at this point, and went through profiles and did not like the result of the work that I was doing. I did not enjoy the conclusion of the profiles that I was clicking on. And I've talked extensively about the type of person who poses as part of the community. of any community that they're in and takes advantage of other people with like weaponized language and I'm just like, doesn't matter. I'm not going to get on like Instagram and talk about this or whatever because I don't.
Yeah.
It's not part of the conversation. But I want someone to answer my questions.
It's too detailed to let anybody. This is one of those things where we were talking about before with like people coming into like the boycotting conversation and how they're not caught up, right? Or like you being outside of this bubble and going and talking to the real world, and then now you're the weird. Like it's too much to just have people who don't know what you're talking about enough come in and try, because now you're 20 steps ahead of what you're trying to talk about.
I feel behind in this conversation, so getting on Instagram or something or TikTok and starting the conversation would be in bad faith and disrespectful and part of a larger problem.
Reddit's always been trash. That's not new, yeah.
Reddit has always been trash, but people need to, like, I also want the conversation about how people on Reddit are in fact generally either bots or posing as other things for the sake of like online clout, and that there's an active responsibility of people who are part of marginalized communities to be able to be like, no you posing as this thing. You're actually just like not allowed.
Don't post that.
Like,
don't include
it's
that.
Straight up like wanting stories about children.
It's a sentence that needs to be said more, I think. Mm-hmm. That makes us look bad. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair thing to bring up.
Yeah.
When it's genuine. I know that also gets weaponized.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But sometimes it's true.
Yeah. Stop making us look bad is like the right way to do it. And every community has people like this.
Literally every single one.
But it's either one of two things. It's stop making us look bad because you're part of the community, or stop pretending to be a part of the community and then being a problem.
Right.
And
yeah.
I know people don't like the idea that people could be pretending to be a part of a community that gets accused of pretending all the time.
Right. But there are people who do.
Especially on the internet, where you don't have to prove anything and it's entirely anonymous, and then you go and you post child pornography all the time. And it's like, there needs to be a degree of separation for like the actual problematic people. The downside
to that internet anonymity.
I have talked about this on stream though, which is like the over-acceptance for the sake of like wanting to make sure that your community doesn't accidentally exclude people who need to be a part of it. But if anything, I think it's the opposite. I think there needs to be some degree of hyper diligence because of the way that people are perceiving the community. Like, we posted a community post, and
oh my god, it's been in the back of the comments on the latest couple of things have been in the back of my head.
The new thing is what made Kyle transition.
Oh yeah.
Pornography or her wife.
Yeah, what is that? There's this
weird. Porn comes up so many times.
There's something.
That's new. That one's new. I don't know.
All the guys listen to the same podcast or something. I don't know where it came from, but there's a talking point against trans people that somehow porn's doing it. Like, you're watching too much porn, and it
that's
makes
transitioning people.
And it makes you decide you want to be a woman. I'm picking this up as context from individual, because so many different people have made the same comment that it's like, where are you all getting this information?
Where did that start? Like, which video happened?
How do you misunderstand this so poorly, and who is giving you this info? Because someone's doing it. Someone has disseminated this thought.
Y'all, my bad though, because I literally Googled Trump trans porn to try to see if he was the one. If he was the one that gave a speech about this, because look, they've been saying a lot of shit about trans people for forever, but this is new. This is the new hyperfixation of like trans people only exist because they're porn addicts or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
this is the comment I keep getting.
So which conservative, a big one, clearly a big conservative person started this conversation of like, trans people are only trans because they're watching too much porn, and I'm like, where is the bottom of this? I have no idea who said this because it's new.
I'm curious
because we've been getting comments for a while.
The origin of that, because I never heard it. I've never heard that point until like the last couple of our videos where people are leaving that in the comments.
Right, and we're like, okay, so this is the new thing. Now trans people are addicted to porn, which I guess is better than being a predator in terms, like, I guess we're going on a slight incline of what makes you a trans person, because before it was just being a child predator. Now it's a porn addict, which, you know, progress is progress.
I suppose that takes some of the agency away.
But yeah, that was wild. I don't know what that is. I don't know where that one came from.
It's so weird.
Do not Google Trump trans porn. It's not going to give you the answer that you want. It could have been Joe Rogan. It was a Joe Rogan type, right? Like, it has to have been, because that that's flooded.
Like, that's the first thought. When multiple guys are mentioning the same very specific thing, my immediate thought is like, okay, you all watched the same episode of some guy's Manosphere podcast.
Who did it? What was said, I guess.
Right.
Some Which is actually crazy because I went on that black pill subreddit that the person who was asking the question and ask feminism, feminists mentioned the black pill subreddit, so I went to it, and like the top post was like, I don't know, some meme about how like if your buddy likes trans women, he's gay or whatever, and all the comments are like, yeah, duh. Like if you like trans women, you're gay. What's to be debated or whatever. Which is just hard for me marrying the fact that like the number one type of pornography that these guys are watching is trans porn, and then they go into the comment section to be like, that's gay, and then they go open their other tab or whatever, and it's just anyway.
Cass, you're so late. We shouldn't even be here anymore.
Yeah. On that note.
Yeah, it is like 11 and I got up at like 7:30.
Yeah.
This was fun though. We clearly
Thanks,
needed this.
I don't know. There's a lot of conversations to be. Someone hit me up though. Someone in the Yuri subreddit that knows what I'm talking about hit me up. I got screenshots. I want to talk. I want to have this conversation, not with the people on that subreddit or the moderators, because I tried and it didn't work.
Right.
But yeah, I'm unhappy because there's too much child pornography in my Yuri subreddit.
Yeah. Yep. Not Santa says it sounds like an attempt to link to discussion. Oh wait, no, that's not the one I was looking for. Sorry. I actually completely lost it. Somebody. Oh, maybe it was a Twitch. Yeah, it was sheep. It might have been sheep in the cart.
Oh, was it?
Oh, no, it was Jeshua, I think. It's wild that people think their sexuality can be so drastically changed by porn. One of those feels like a self-tell thing. Discovery, maybe a bit. God damn it, I hate this.
Yeah.
Downright fundamentally rewire you. Yeah, I do think that is, like, that's why it becomes plausible for them, because they probably are discovering things about themselves through watching porn.
It's actually crazy because it reminds me that people watch like so much porn. I mean, like at the sake of oversharing, that's like not really a part of our lives on this end of the aisle. Like it's just not something I think about.
At least for you and me.
Yeah.
It's not like I
thought you were asexual when I met you.
That's true. I'm not against like the idea of watching porn as its own thing.
I kind of am. I'm borderline. I have different feelings about dependent on. Sort of sometimes. Well, but that's not why I don't watch it. It just doesn't come up much.
The concept in a vacuum, I don't think is bad. And then every single detail in real life ends up making it bad.
Yes, so. I agree with that. But anyway, it was just really wild to start seeing those comments because, like, it's just so not a part of... It's really bizarre how big of a part of other people's lives it is. So much that the projection is, like, so extreme. And then you're just like, what?
Like, when you make that comment, it's like, well, now I know what you're doing every single day.
Kind of.
Because I'm not actually doing that.
Right. To be so of the mindset that, like, watching a type of porn is going to literally force you into transitioning your entire life and, like... potentially sacrificing all your relationships and like doing and like being on medication for the rest of your life. It's because you watched some videos. That's truly mind-boggling, which just means that they're, I don't know, men can make me laugh sometimes at the idea of like how they're living their life, which is like clearly an obsession to porn, but what if they click on the wrong video and it's like over?
Right.
It's like done for. Like a little ad pops up and they have to like slam the computer down because like they almost clicked on it and that was a close one.
Well, it's crazy
that could have been a life-changing video right there. Like they could have woken up one day in a different body or some shit.
It's insane how long it takes to realize that like you're hiding from something in your own head there. The outside world isn't actually getting you. It's like you're if there's a thought happening, that's your brain.
Yeah. Cedric says, "Wow, can't believe you're Italian, but it's all the pasta you ate." I'm gonna start accusing people of this stuff now. Just wildly using the same logic on anything. No, see, it actually just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. That one's funny, but now I can't think of a single one. So
that one is pretty good.
Anyway, it's hard to not. Until I remember that it impacts me and other people's lives, genuinely my first reaction is laughter. Like, what do you mean? What are you saying right now?
Yeah.
That's the new thing? Okay. All right. Well,
there's that, and then there's this the two recurring things I see are the porn thing, and then specifically people are constantly like, I hope she realizes, they don't say she, but I hope she realizes before she does too much damage to her body or something. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I do
why?
know. I do know this one, the
Where are
mutilation
you
part or whatever.
getting this from? Like, what do you think is happening?
They truly think
They-
it's like some weird satanic cult where we like get up every morning, we watch
Right,
our
yeah.
dose of trans porn, and then we go take knives to our genitals. Like that's what
Is
we
that
do
it?
every.
Is that the picturing?
I
Like,
think-
what
I
is
swear
the
to
what is
God.
the damage? Is it like what do they think I'm
If you're
doing?
genuinely asking, I know the answer.
I'm curious.
They truly genuinely believe that, like, especially for children and adult people, that like one of the first steps of transitioning is surgically
Or just
removing
taking a knife
their
to
genitals.
it. Like that's the.
Not like you personally, but like going to a doctor without thought and being like, I don't want this anymore, take it off and replace it, and
Okay.
like spending thousands. Like that
I
is
guess I
genuinely
kind
the
of get the
tell.
lack of information because I didn't even know that the pill existed. Like when I first started, like
Right.
when I first looked it up, that was the first time I learned how any of it worked. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea how little surgery was actually involved. Like I definitely
Right.
thought it was like a surgical thing.
Right.
Because
I've
media's
spoken to
awful.
enough conservatives online in
So that makes
genuine good
sense.
faith, which is that they truly believe one, mental illness, number one, that is causing physical harm to your body or to your child's body, and you are
Yeah.
you are
Anybody here who doesn't
functionally
know
the
how it
same
works?
thing as
I
like
bet
a
not, but-
schizophrenic like cutting their skin, like just
Right.
like or like scratching at their skin. They truly are perceiving it from that lens because they just don't have brains really for the most part. Like they have to go watch their favorite influencer who's like talking about it.
Yeah.
And that is the lens.
Yeah.
Because I ask people like genuinely, I'm like, you genuinely think that the way that this is going is parents are like bringing their kids in, and doctors, therapists, and parents are all collectively going like, cut that off.
The practicality of what
Get rid of that.
what I realize they are envisioning physically happening is like,
Yeah.
oh wow, no one like you're so far off. Like you have no
Right.
idea what
Right.
you're even talking about. Like that's insane.
While simultaneously also believing that it's very gay to be into people
Yeah.
who don't have those genitals anymore.
Right.
It's really an impossible thought bubble that like has to exist by not thinking too hard, just taking your favorite line about it and adopting that as your
Right.
perspective on it.
Cedric said it's all worry about the ability to reproduce also, which
Which
also makes sense and I hadn't
That's-
even considered.
That's where it comes from at the top.
Right.
That's why the government perpetuates not the gay part of it, but the mutilation part, right? It's like, oh God, you're ruining,
Right.
you're taking that away from us. That's our penis.
That's pretty communist.
Put it back. That's mine to do with what I want you to do with it.
Right.
So you can't get rid of it. Honestly, in a not gay way though.
Right. Right. I don't care in a gay way. I just care really, really a lot.
In a not gay way,
very
it matters
straight-
to me a lot that you have and maintain your penis to my satisfaction. Please, thank you. And do with it what I would like you to do with it, please. This is very important to me. Not gay. No homo.
Forbes Hastings Brown said even allies tend not to know how any of this works. And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, I didn't either. I genuinely didn't until I had to look up like a full document about describing exactly how the process works. And I was like, oh my God, that's so much less invasive and so much easier than I thought it was. Fruba actually said, I don't understand the whole process, but I know it isn't knife first. Yeah, but I think so many people think it is. That's the weird thing.
Yeah, they
Okay,
do.
so genuinely, the crazy thing is like the way it works is that human bodies are amoebas, and if you just put the right thing in them, it will just sort of like change to conform to
It
the
actually just
hormone
withers away and
that it
falls
has.
off.
Not
and then
everything.
you grow a vagina like a new little flower.
Yep, that's not true. Don't take that. It's so easy.
Talk to me. I'm a doctor.
Anyway, the way that it works is I literally eat estrogen every day, and I've been doing it for 3 years, and now I look like this for the most part. Like, that is, we dyed my hair and we trimmed my eyebrows, but otherwise, like, a lot of the way that it happens is literally just putting the hormone in your body, and you're good.
Yeah,
Like,
your body responds to your body looks and acts and does the things that it does because of the
And that's
hormones
It's
it
more
has.
complicated than that, but like just to reset anybody's starting expectation, it's much closer to that than you go into a doctor and they start cutting stuff.
Just kidding. We celebrate Penis Fall Off Day every year for the day that Kyle's penises fell off. And now we
Plural?
wait. Now we wait. Yeah. All 4 of them. And now we wait for the day that the vagina flower grows in. What pill is that?
Yeah, there's a couple of
Is
them.
estrogen blue?
The pill is.
Wow, sexism. Should be pink.
The Matrix got the pill colors wrong.
Literally unbelievable. Should be pink. Anyway, these are the kind of conversations
Real
you can have
talk
with your
neat.
friends. But
Actual literal magic. Science is magic. Science is just a word that we invented for magic.
Anyway.
Oh no, I lost chat.
Oh no, they're
Where'd
gone
it go?
forever.
Bring it back.
Tori walked back in the room at some point. Now she's confused. Anyway, do you keep it in a jar or something? No.
Okay.
Went to Schlitterbahn.
It's the time to
stood
go.
at the toppest, highest tower at the water park and just started throwing them off.
I think the Wachowski sisters swapped pill colors intentionally. No, because the red pill didn't exist as a concept yet, and I'm not sure that the hormone existed in its current form at that point. I think
mean,
it just was purely coincidental that red pills and blue pills became things and also meant the opposites of what they made them.
From a scientific perspective, it's incredibly fascinating. From like a biological, just like for the sake of curiosity.
It's so interesting.
For the sake of curiosity and understanding people and like social sciences compared with biological sciences, and then like man-made versions of sciences, it's all very interesting, but
Yeah.
we're not cool like that yet. So.
No, I know, and it's so annoying because that's one of the first things. Like when I read about it, one of the first things that I wanted to talk about was just how fascinating it was that it worked that way.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 years, and this is my first time actually, so this feels kind of good
Being able
just
to talk
getting
about
that
it?
out because holy fuck, that's cool. How does that work that way? I was lied to about how human bodies functioned my entire life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane. And apparently, if you took it and you weren't supposed to have it, you'd feel like shit. That's pretty crazy too.
You know, if there was a magic pill that I could wake up as a tall man, I would temporarily do it. What is it when you're
This is the
50%
question.
transgender sometimes?
Um,
If I could on and off that button, hell
gender
yeah.
fluid.
Oh! That's right.
Right. Which you've already, I think, arrived at that conclusion a couple of times and then forgotten.
Well, no, I've said gender fluid, and then I'm like, but I don't want to be the guy that I would be.
This is the... Yes, there's literally a thing
I'm
going
right,
the other
though.
way that's like, if your reason for not thinking...
Collison.
If there's a reason for thinking you're not trans is that you think you'd make an ugly girl, that's not actually a good sign. And I think it works the other way, too.
I'm iffy on that. I mean, yes, but I think it makes a lot of sense for people to see themselves as only working as a type of. Like,
yeah, I get that.
Like, I think there's some validity to the idea that
Maybe
like,
that's a gender fluid thing.
Maybe, yeah.
That the specific version is important.
I would try, but not if I couldn't control a lot of the elements of it. It just doesn't sound like it would be much better.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I think it's a really good sell to be like, I would totally transition to be an ugly outcast woman. That's a hell of a case to make in court.
Right.
Right? But then there's also the case that's like, you know what, I think I'm just not going to because I don't want to be that, don't want to live that life, and I'm not gonna what I'm not gonna do is go tell people what the fuck they're doing. Or like, I'm not gonna be like, in
Right.
that case, you're not...
Right.
know.
Then that doesn't count because the definition that we made up about this made up thing is...
The bartering stage is the one after denial. Yeah, and then there's also like funny trans memes, but like that I do really like sometimes that are very funny, but it feels like they're also in closed community stuff. Or like, because then there's not funny ones. I don't like those. You don't see yourself. I've heard this before. You don't see yourself attractive because you are not your own preferred type.
Yeah, I've heard that before too.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think I'd be a lot of people's type personally. Just a 5-foot man with massive tits. You know, just that. But yeah.
Remember an hour and a half ago when you said you should probably wrap up?
Yeah, but do you see what it looks like outside? We should. That's our marketing team telling us we've gone too far.
That's true.
Marketing team is
When
is
Mefek tells us
scolding
to wrap it up, it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right.
Mefek, who's literally like a fan and a friend of ours, is like, can you guys get off the fucking internet,
You're
please?
right. I'm delaying too. I have so many things to do, and I'm just enjoying being this little bubble where I don't have to think about those things.
This is a kind of day where you sit online and you chat with your friends all day long.
Yeah, because otherwise it's lonely.
It's really gross out there.
And then it's just going to get dark at 4.
This is actually how you write good horror stories, which is that you don't show the monster, you just talk about it excessively.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you remember you saying that you got nerfed that God nerfed your modeling career by not making you a man like years ago? I actually don't remember
that
saying
one
that
either,
at all.
But it sounds like something you'd say.
Allison want to sit online and chat with me.
Kyle doesn't
yes.
want to talk to me about the next writing video.
Except Kyle's gonna make me do all the errands that I wrote down on her her list, like grocery
We're not going
shopping.
grocery shopping, so I don't think you
We're
have
not
to
going
go out
grocery
anywhere.
shopping? You've been complaining for like
No.
4 days.
Yep, that's awful.
It was really
I
gross.
don't want to do that.
It won't be like that in the grocery
You're eating
store.
lasagna for the next 24 hours.
I'm eating lasagna for the next 3 months. As I should. As everyone should. Kyla's straight up gonna make me do all her errands, though.
All right. Bye, everybody. I think we're going.
Thanks, Mafek, for kicking us offline.
Glad you made it.
Everybody thank Mafek for ruining everything.
Thanks for tuning in to our extra long episode. We'll be back tomorrow morning with a normal episode, and we'll see you. And we'll see you then.
Did someone just call me Garfield?
Maybe.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. That was very rude of them.
That's my least favorite cat cartoon. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.